Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria, and we are talking about the upcoming full moon in the sign of Leo, which will come in hot and heavy on February 12th of 2025. This does promise to carry a little bit of drama and maybe some shocks and surprises with it as well. Always a little bit emotional and sometimes intense with full moon energy anyway. So this is coming in on February 12th at 5:53 a.m. Pacific time, 8:53 a.m. Eastern time. So if you're somewhere else in the world, just adjust your clocks accordingly. And that's when it will be at its height, at its peak moment. But we always, of course, do feel the full moon energy a few days before and a few days after. So sometimes that day is maybe not necessarily a day to make sudden moves. Sometimes we want to wait just a little bit, but something may come in that you didn't quite expect with this full moon as well. So we're going to go through the energies that are surrounding this moon and some other planetary aspects with it as well. And then we'll go through each astrological sign. I will put all the timestamps down below so you can easily jump back and forth. As always, watch your sun, moon, and rising sign, but you may also want to watch your Venus sign as well. Venus, of course, can have to do with love and romance, new beginnings, resources, and all that kind of wonderful stuff that brings us pleasure. And of course, we do have Valentine's Day that is coinciding with this full moon energy. So that's where that Venus energy does come in, especially also we've got Uranus and Taurus, which is ruled by Venus there. So watch all four for the big picture and to see where things are happening for you. Also, you might want to look back because a full moon is a culmination of a cycle from the new moon that happened in Leo back in the summer, so 6 months ago. So look back and see where that hit your sign, where that may have impacted you, something may have started, or maybe you starting over at that time, and have a look back and reflect and see how far you've come. So with this full moon in Leo, okay, so a little bit of drama. I mean, full moons are always a little bit emotional, right? It's our subconscious, it's our feelings, and so sometimes they're just very much heightened at this time. But a full moon can certainly be a time of harvest where something can come to fruition, or we again take that look back and say, oh my goodness, I didn't quite realize how much progress I have made. And sometimes we are so caught up with the hustle and bustle of life that we forget to reflect a little bit. So full moon can certainly bring reflection. They can be about going within and figuring some things out. What do I need to end? What do I need to stop doing? Where do I need to start over or have a fresh start or do something a little bit different? Full moons can bring about, again, those emotions. Is it a celebration of something, or are you feeling a little bit of regret or feeling like I haven't accomplished what I set out to accomplish? Fortunately, this full moon in Leo can bring a little bit of courage. There could be something manifesting for you at this time. The moons do represent karmic cycles, so you could have some huge karmic cycle that is coming to close. You're done. You've done all your work. It's been a long, hard slog, and you're ready to move forward with something new. You can get some different insights on something. You can certainly look at the big picture with this. Very psychic is the full moon. And especially with this one, because this is at the 24 degrees mark, and 12 and 24 degrees do go back to Pisces energy. So it can certainly be a little bit spiritual. But there's healing that comes in here. And of course, the full moon always reminds us of these cycles in life. Leo energy as far as this moon goes. So when we've got a full moon, we've got the moon in the sign of Leo in this case, and we're opposing the sun. And right now the sun is in Aquarius. So Leo energy is about self, right? So it's about your personal goals. It's the sun energy, right? Your energy, your life force. And Aquarius energy is, we've got Pluto in Aquarius, so we've got kind of shocks and surprises anyway. We've got big changes coming in for the people, right? But Aquarius is about the people. So we do have an opposition between your personal goals, the things that you want to do, the things that you find pleasure in, the things that you want to accomplish in your life and that of other people. So this can also, this can be a positive thing. So maybe you find a little bit more of a balance between what you want and, doing things for others, right? It's always a good thing to have a balance there. But the sun in the moon, in Leo, it's pride, it's ego, right? And when we talk about Aquarian energy, about the people, humanity as a whole, what have we seen going on? A lot of pride, a lot of egotism, a lot of changes, sudden and dramatic changes, right? And they are affecting the people. Some maybe in good ways, some in not so good ways, right? And of course, at this particular moment in time, all the eyes are, of course, on the US. So we've seen a lot of this stuff going on. We've seen things coming out of left field, out of nowhere, and this full moon will probably bring a little bit more. Or it will have us reflecting, okay, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Where are we going? How can we fix things? How can we change things for the better? And sometimes, things you do need to get shaken up quite dramatically for people to realize that, okay, this is either a really good thing or a really bad thing. Okay, how do we change it? So it can be a little bit challenging sometimes in this energy, because is it ego driven, or is it I'm really trying to do the best thing for people around me or the people across the globe, kind of thing. So it is a little bit interesting, a lot interesting actually. All right, but Leo energy ruled by the sun, it's very much about the heart, right? The heart, your passions, your goals, your dreams. Leo energy is proud, it's generous, confidence, can be very self-centered, right? The ego, okay, can get in the way. So have a look at that. Make sure that you're not doing things from a sense of ego, right? Is pride working for you or against you, right? Pride goeth before the fall sometimes. So are you avoiding doing something, or avoiding changing something, or avoiding having a conversation with somebody that you might want to have because pride gets in the way, right? And this is a great time to have those conversations, though. The Leo energy can bring about having a look at what's holding us back, our fears, because Leo brings courage. It brings courage and confidence, vitality, strength, and the energy to follow our passions and our goals and our dreams, to follow our bliss, to follow our happiness. And unfortunately, sometimes, and this is where we do have some squaring energy here, is that sometimes what I want, what is good for me, what are my goals, where is my happiness, sometimes can affect other people, because you may not necessarily be on the same page. And because that Leo energy is heartfelt energy, right? There can be some dramatic breakups and shakeups in relationships at this full moon, because I'm no longer happy, right? I'm not getting what I want out of this situation, right? It can be relationships, it can be romance, it can be friendships, it can be business partnerships, all of these things. And this is where something comes to a dramatic climax. Something can be fruition, right? Something can certainly manifest at this full moon, but this can really be where something does come to a climax. It's like, I know what I need to do, or I see the future clearly now, that kind of thing. And it does take strength and courage and the ability to face your fears, right? To make whatever changes that you need to make that will bring more happiness and joy and bliss into your life. So, but it can be a scary proposition for sure, right? Even opening our heart, Leo energy, opening your heart. And again, this full moon is a couple of days before Valentine's Day. So it can be very fun, very exciting energy, especially if you're single, right? It's passionate, it's dramatic, it's got a chemistry with this, right? This can certainly be good for single people getting out and mingling, right? Leo likes to have fun, likes to mingle a little bit. Great for singles out there to meet someone, to practice self-love. Great for friendships, right? Spending time with your friends. And perhaps, with this Valentine's Day energy we've got coming in, taking a relationship to the next level. Or, of course, some of you may be spending this Valentine's Day in a very different energy, in a solitary energy. But it's been a long time coming with this energy. It's not a surprise necessarily, okay? But yes, it can come in as a surprise, something that catches you out of left field. This brings us over to Pisces energy, right? So back to this full moon is at the 24th degree. And the 24th degree is connected with Pisces energy, which is the 12th house in astrology. So this can be things that are really deep. These can be things that have been hidden. So if we've had anything that we've been keeping to ourselves, keeping secret, right? This is where things can come out into the open. The 12th house and Pisces energy can have to do with your dreams. It can be very spiritual. It can be about rediscovering something or digging deep within your emotions, within your psyche, right? What is holding me back, right? Where do I want to go? All these kind of things. Secrets can be revealed at this time, whether it's you or someone else. This has to do with things that need to resolve or things that need to come to an end or things that need to change. It can have to do with how we escape from the world, right? The 12th house, escape from the world, take that step back, spend some alone time, do some meditation with this full moon. It'd be really helpful for you. And Pisces energy, of course, also has to do with anything water-based, anything liquid, gas, right? We've seen some gas things going on with oil and gas around the globe, and that can certainly be in part. This full moon will play a full part in that. We do also have Uranus and Taurus, which affects that as well, and we'll talk about that in a second. So, so there can be the Pisces energy, 12th house energy can be very dreamy, very, very fun, very romantic, right? But it can also be very deep and spiritual and highly emotional with this. But yes, there can certainly be some endings that are going on, and they will help release us and help us give us a breakthrough that maybe we need or didn't even know that we needed or didn't want to admit that we needed. What else do we have here? There's a lot. Okay. Uranus. Let's talk about Uranus right now. Uranus just recently went direct. Okay. Less than 2 weeks ago. Uranus is electrifying energy. Uranus brings shocks and surprises. And in the sign of Taurus, it can bring certainly shakeups. Uranus and Taurus can bring things like earthquakes. We see that happen already. So there could be more of that, or there could be like a big dramatic end to those things. I don't know if you've been reading the news, but over in Santorini, I think it is, they've had like swarms of these little earthquakes, and then they all of a sudden had a bigger one. And so something like that with the full moon, right, could potentially bring a bigger one that brings an end to those things. It's like this is the buildup that we've been waiting for. So there could be something there. Uranus and Taurus. Taurus energy is where we connect with the Venus energy, right, the ruler of Venus. And this is things in the earth. So earth resources, farming. This can be our food, right? And, with Uranus being the modern ruler of Aquarius, right, it's affecting humanity, affecting the people. And so what needs to happen, what needs to shake up, what needs to change, right, for that to get a little bit better for us all. There could be something that does come to light. There can be a battle, right? We've got this squaring energy. Uranus and Taurus at this full moon will be squaring the full moon. So this is like full steam ahead, and, shocks and surprises whenever Uranus comes into play, can be exciting, but can be polarizing energy as well. And so this can be where something, really kind of comes to a climax, right? Whenever we have a square, we do have a T-square at this full moon, and this can be, an opposition is where we have differing opinions, we have different outlook on things. But if we work together and if we talk about things, we can compromise and we can, find a better path. Squaring energy. Think about if you're squaring off with someone, right? You're very much at an impasse. And, so go back into the earthquake energy, right? Just like tectonic plates, they get stuck. And that's the squaring energy. They get stuck. And eventually something has to give, something has to release. And so in this energy, this can be where something that has been at an impasse all of a sudden releases. So we can have breakthroughs and things like that. Again, we can have those dramatic surprises and things also, right? And this can be good, right? It doesn't have to be negative or anything like that, but it can be really good. because it's freeing. Uranus brings us freedom. It brings us those breakthroughs that we need, right, to move us up, move us forward. And right now with Uranus in the forward motion, direct motion, it wants to free us something so that we can move forward in a better way, especially being with that sun being in Aquarius right now, right? It's like Aquarius is looking to the future, right? We're looking to the future. We're having a big outlook. So whether this is you personally or whether this is for the collective, for the humanity, right? We want these breakthroughs. We want to shake things up. We need to break away from our past because our past isn't working anymore. 2025 is a year of transition, right? We are transitioning, transforming. It's astrology and planetary changes that we've never seen in our lifetime. And some of it we will never see again in our lifetime. So it's really this push to move forward in a better direction for everyone. So again, it can bring surprises. Uranus always, if we think Uranus is going to, whatever Uranus is going to bring, if we think we know what it is, it always surprises us and it brings us something a little bit more unexpected. So a lot of kind of maybe some weird stuff going on there with that energy as well. Okay. But we do have Mercury in Aquarius right now as well. And there is an opposition there. And like I just mentioned with opposition energy, right, we may have a difference of opinion. We may want different things. We may see things differently than another person. But one conversation can clear up everything, can change everything. It can make things better, or yes, it can bring us freedom, right? Something is building up to this energy, but we may need to face some fears, right? We may need to be honest, right? We may need to put our pride and our ego to the side, Leo energy, right? To have this conversation. Jupiter is also, wonderful Jupiter always wants to bring us something wonderful. Jupiter is in a very harmonious aspect with this full moon. So Jupiter brings us luck and growth and abundance, expansion. Jupiter encourages us to leave our comfort zone, right? Remember, Uranus wants to free us from something. And Leo energy helps us be courageous and bold and brave. So this can certainly be some very interesting and very positive energy to give you that little bit of boost that you may need to do something that you want, to leave something behind, to make that change and get out of your comfort zone. And Jupiter is supporting you, is holding you up, is helping you to move forward, right? We've got to face our fears sometimes, right? But it can be certainly bring you a little bit of luck at this time as well. So like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on with this moon, a lot of really good things, but also, of course, some, unexpected or some mysterious things may come to light there as well. So let's grab a card for the collective here. I'm going to grab a tarot card for that. And let's just get some overall messages about this full moon for humanity, for the collective, please. Thank you. And we've got the Queen of Air. One conversation will set you free. Be honest, be truthful, not just with yourself, but also with others. And you will make the right decision for yourself. The Queen of Air is the Queen of Swords, and Swords energy is certainly related to the mind, to communication, to wisdom, to conversations, also decisions. And the Queen of Air is where we sometimes need to detach from our emotions a little bit, okay, in order to make some difficult decisions or to see things truthfully, right? But it is where we focus on communication and, decide. Am I in the right place right now? Do I need to move forward? Do I need to have that talk? Do I need to put up boundaries? Queen of Air is awesome for putting up boundaries and making decisions and certainly following your path. So the queens always make decisions, but the queens are also open and receptive. So being open and receptive to someone else's point of view, hearing someone out, or just being open to, making some change or to doing something a little bit differently than you have been doing so far. And it can also be, when we talk about communication, we think automatically of talking, right? But it's also about listening, keeping an open mind, keeping an open heart, observing, right? Queen of Air is very wise energy. So remember that no matter what you're doing, no matter what goals you've got in mind, you possess the inner wisdom that you need to make the right choices and the right decisions for yourself. All right. So, with that, having said all of that, quite the big amount of information, we're going to move on now to each sign. Okay, so we're going to pull out some couple of cards for each sign, and we're going to see where this lunation is highlighted for you. So again, all the timestamps are down below. If you do enjoy your readings, please do take a moment there and press that thumbs up button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and at the very least, drop a heart in the comments down below. Any interaction that you have with my channel, of course, does help it get seen and helps it grow. Because if you hit the like button, then YouTube says, oh, maybe more people will also like it as well. So it's a little bit of a recommendation there. So I thank you in advance for that. But good luck with this lunation. Take things easy, ground yourself, just like we do with any full moon. Okay, and keep an open mind, keep an open ear, all right? But don't be afraid to speak your truth and have a conversation either with yourself, with spirit, or with someone else, wherever that's necessary, all right? So I thank you guys for watching, and we're going to move into each sign now. Hello there, Aries, and welcome to your full moon in Leo reading. This is happening in your 5th astrological house. So this is ruled by Leo, okay? So ruled by Leo and the sun. So this is fun, okay? So some of you could be breaking away from anything that is preventing you from having as much fun, doing creative projects, focusing on your hobbies as you can. So this can be a great time for you to focus on balance between work and home. Are you working too much overtime? Do you enjoy your job, right? It's the things that bring us a pleasure, bring us a smile to our faces. The 5th house does rule our self-expression. It can be dramatic, okay? There is drama that can come in with the 5th house. We've got romance and love affairs, though, creativity, hobbies, interests, pleasure, play, joy, and your ability to attract things to you that you want. So you could have something coming to fruition at this full moon, but you could also be finding that there could be a little bit of surprise headed your way, especially for singles or in love and romance here. It can be very passionate in its energy. So you could meet someone new or take your relationship up to the next level, right? So this could be an important conversation that you're having at this time. Of course, yes, there is also a challenging aspect to that because full moons can be where something does come to an end, maybe a dramatic conclusion. Unfortunately, but it is what it is. If that's you, that you probably already know about it because your intuition, your senses are very heightened with this lunation anyway. But this can certainly be where you do find a little bit more freedom or focus on finding freedom to have more fun and joy in your life. The 5th house, I will say, because we do have Uranus in the mix here as well, you could have a surprise, something you didn't expect. So a surprise pregnancy, that kind of thing. There could be something that you discover or some positive surprise that comes in with like your money or your resources, things like that. And so maybe you all of a sudden get a raise at work, or you find that new dream job that you've always wanted, and now all of a sudden you have money to do the things that you've always wanted to do. So there can be stuff like that. There can also be potentially shakeups in your current workplace, and this could be something that is like a turning point for you, and that forces you, doesn't necessarily force you, but it might, but it kind of pushes you to find something better. So if you've been holding back a little bit, this is where something can free you up. All right. You and your loved ones are safe. We've got Cancerian energy coming out here for you with the Moonology card. And so this can certainly represent a focus on your house and home. And so, yeah, so maybe with this 5th house energy, because it does have to do with the joyous things in life, right? This can be where, you are focusing a little bit more on your home and family, or the message from the universe here is, you have been focusing on other people a little bit too much. And while it's wonderful to do that, and it's rewarding to do that, and sometimes it's just part of our responsibilities as we go through life, you're being reminded that, you know what, your people are good, your people are fine, your people are going to be okay, right? So focus on what you want to do, right? Focus on where you want to create something or you want to have a little bit of fun. Okay, try putting yourself first. This can be a wonderful full moon for you to practice a little bit of self-love. Okay, so if you've been neglecting your own needs, now is the time to turn yourself around a little bit. The Cancerian energy is also about starting something new, trying something different, but it's a crab, right? So the crab energy is about going back and forth, right? It goes side to side, back and forth. Should I, shouldn't I? So if you've been going back and forth on something, okay, in your world, then this is where you may find that taking a more direct approach is actually going to bring you freedom and move you forward, okay? Or you are going to make a decision that moves you in a little bit more of a direct manner. We've got the 9 of water, absolutely wonderful. The 9 of water is the 9 of cups energy, and that's wish fulfillment. And we've got the 10 of fire here as well. And so number 1, we've got progress. Okay, 9 to the 10. Okay, so we're wrapping things up. We're finishing things up. We're maybe making some decisions. We're ready to start something new. Okay, the 9 of water can be that you have a wish, a goal being fulfilled. Okay, you have the potential to fill a wish and a goal with that 9 of water, because why? A 10 of fire, you've worked hard, right? The 10 of fire is where we've worked hard. We keep moving forward. We never give up. We overcome whatever has been standing in our way. And now here we are at the finish line. Okay, so it's going to be where you're rewarded for all of your effort and your hard work. Some of you could be potentially getting a raise or something at work. This can be where you take a relationship to the next level, but no word of a lie, the 10 of fire can also be where something does crash and burn. Okay, in order to find your fulfillment and make your dreams and wishes come true, 9 of water, you might need to either put an end to something, put up some important boundaries, or take a different approach and try something new with that 10 of fire. Okay, so it can be stressful with the 10 of fire. It can be feeling like you've got a weight on your shoulders, okay, but you have an ability to do something a little bit different and have a little bit more fun, do something that's better for you, something that's in a little bit more alignment with your goals and dreams. With the 9 of water, you might be focused again on, what am I wishing for? Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? What makes me happy, right? What makes me feel like I'm, content in my life, in my world, right? And so with that 10 of fire, again, something may need to change, right? You might be done with a certain situation. It's like, I'm done with this. I need to do something different. And, this can certainly be where, you have that ability to turn a negative into a positive. All right. So your wishes and your dreams can come to fruition at this time. It has not been easy. It's been a long wait. Okay. But something is shifting here for some of you, but also you are like, what new can I do? Where can I have this breakthrough that I've been looking for? And you just might find it at this full moon. All right. I'm going to leave that there for you guys. I thank you for watching, and we're going to move on now to Taurus. Hello there, Taurus, and welcome to your full moon in Leo reading. This is happening in your 4th house, which is ruled by the moon anyway, and it brings some Cancerian energy. The 4th house has a focus on your foundations that you've built, your home, your private life, your family, your parents, your children, the people in your world that are important to you. So with this energy, you could have something dramatic going on in your home. Some of you could be potentially moving somewhere new, and it may come about a little bit unexpectedly. Remember, this full moon can certainly bring a little bit of drama and unexpected things, and it can be endings, right? So this can be where, you all of a sudden, find the house of your dreams. You might be buying or renting a new place to live, something that feels a little bit more secure, feels a little bit more long-term. Some of you could be, having some sort of shakeups or surprises in your family life, right? And, there could be potential pregnancy, something that catches you a little bit off guard. So you could be adding to your family. It may or may not have been planned. Okay. Or if you've been trying for a while and you've just been hitting a dead end, This is where all of a sudden something can happen in that area. There could be something going on with, with of course your parents or your children at this full moon as well. But certainly we're taking a look at nurturing ourselves, our home, our family life. Maybe you want to spend more time at home and less time at work. And this might be where you figure out what needs to change with that, what new things you can do to make that happen. All right. But yeah, certainly something going on in that area for you. All right. But I do feel that, some of you, you could have a little secret that comes to light. Now, the fourth house has to do with your ancestry as well. So if you've been maybe putting together a family tree, maybe you discover something really interesting about one of your ancestors, where they're from, maybe something that they did, or maybe you find that you're like connected to like royalty or someone famous or something like that. So you never know what you might find when you dig into your ancestry sometimes, right? But sometimes it can be very interesting. Okay, so all of this stuff going on with the home and the family. We have communication is key, and it's bringing in new moon energy. So new ways to communicate, Gemini energy, talking about things, getting things out in the open, and maybe even, a focus on your communication devices. So there could be some important conversations around your house, your home, your family, your children, your parents. There could be, again, something that you maybe discover. Interesting that this should come up because Gemini energy is the twins, right? So it's duality. And it does remind us that, there's two sides to everything, two sides to a person, two sides to every story, that kind of thing. So keeping an open mind, keeping the lines of communication open is very important, but you may, again, very interesting energy. If this is you doing a family tree or something, please do let me know, because it feels like, the person that you thought that you knew or that you've been told about, they're actually completely different once you start digging into something. This could also come about with a conversation as well, right, with someone in your current waking world. So interesting. If with the twins, with Gemini, some of you could have like a surprise pregnancy. Uranus, thank you very much. Right, Uranus in Taurus, by the way. Taurus, of course, ruled by Venus, pregnancy card. So it's interesting that the Gemini should come up. So you may find out, you may get some sort of shocking news from your doctor that you may have twins. Okay, so again, if that's you, I'd love to hear from you. It's a totally interesting aspect of that. But certainly communication is everything. Keeping lines of communication open, talking something out, trying to resolve your issues. Some issues can be resolved and maybe some can't. But if you don't talk about it, then you never know. We have the Page of Fire coming in here. Okay, so if you are not wanting to start a family or expand your family in any way, just be a little bit cautious there with this energy, very passionate with the Page of Fire. But the Page of Fire can bring you in something new, something exciting. It is a card of movement. Okay, the Page of Fire doesn't like to sit still, likes newness, likes adventure, likes exciting things, likes trying things, likes to be creative. And is certainly very, very passionate, right? So this can be some sort of news about a move. Okay, and we've got the Strength card here, which is Leo energy as well. A lot of fire and communication showing up in your chart. So Leo energy is showing up for you here with the Strength card. So you might need to really tap into your inner strength here at this time. Something can happen that strengthens a bond with your family or makes your foundation stronger with the Strength card and that Page of Fire. So making improvements with your home, your family, your relationships. Okay, it can also be where you could be, again, moving to a new home, a new neighborhood, that kind of thing. You could be getting some new technology, new devices, new phone, new computer, those kind of things there as well, so that you can, have a little bit better technology to work on, that kind of thing. But the pages do bring new, they bring improvements, they bring something exciting. This is in the upright, so it feels really positive for you, but maybe something that a little bit unexpected there as well. So you're going to need to maybe tap into your inner resolve there, or be a little bit courageous and embrace something new. All right. But this is also fun energy. Okay, so have some fun. Maybe, if you haven't done anything fun with your children for a while. Maybe this is where you go and you do something a little bit different. You have an adventure. Page of Fire likes that adventurous energy. So it can certainly be something interesting, something fun, maybe something you need to power through because there can be change here, and maybe something that you weren't expecting. Okay, and that's where that Strength card is coming in, to bolster your spirits, to lift you up if you feel down, or to help you to move forward if you are afraid about something there as well. All right, so certainly very interesting there for you, Taurus. Okay, but certainly tap into the Uranus energy. Work with the planet Uranus. It is in your sign. It's been there for a bit. And of course, direct is moving forward, right? Always moving forward, the big green light there, but expect the unexpected there, because that Uranus energy, as well as the full moon, of course, will probably have a bigger impact on you than on some other signs. All right. I'm going to leave that there. I thank you guys for watching, and we're going to move on now to Gemini. Hello there, Gemini, and welcome to your full moon in Leo reading. So this is hitting it right on the nose for you guys. This is happening in your third house, which is ruled by your planet Mercury, and it brings in your own energy. So this is all about communication, your thoughts, your goals, your dreams, right? What are you thinking about? What do you need to put in motion that you've just been, going over in your head? Time to get it out in the open. It can certainly be about your technology. So some of you with this full moon, you could potentially have like a fiery or dramatic end to a piece of technology that you own. Maybe you, with this being connected with Pisces and water, be very careful with your phone around bodies of water or in the bathroom, because you could just, fry your device and you might need to get something new. The third house is also about your community, your neighborhood, where you live, your social life, also travel, like short trips, or, at least forward movement. So some of you could be moving. Maybe you are thinking about traveling somewhere. You're putting the final touch on things there. You could potentially be coming to the decision that where you live right now maybe isn't the best for you and you want to move somewhere, right? So you could be thinking about that also. Hop in the car and drive. Your third house does have to do with your vehicles. Okay, and I will say this right now, just be very careful driving around this full moon, right? We've got shocks and surprises with Uranus. We've got Pisces energy, something that you can't see. Okay, so, a car could, run a red light out of the blue or something, or maybe you back into a car because you didn't see it because it was in your blind spot, that kind of stuff. So just use a little bit extra care and attention using your car on that day. Okay, a little bit more awareness is never a bad thing anyway. All right, but you could be changing your perception. You could be looking at your social life and cleaning house a little bit there, right? Who are you really connected to? Who are you really friends with? Because your third house energy here, it can certainly be connected with social media. So maybe you're getting annoyed with social media, if you've got online subscriptions or something, maybe the prices are going up and you're like, I'm done with this. Or you look at some of your, your online activities there and you're like, how come all I'm seeing is crap? I don't see stuff from my friends or my family anymore. And you're like, I'm done with this, right? And so, you could be kind of changing your mind on some of those social media connections that you may have. So third house energy is a little bit of a mixed bag of stuff. And think about anything that is related to technology, anything that's related to your social life, your friends, anything that's related to how you view the world. And of course, your driving and your ability to communicate. All right. The answers you need are coming, and we've got full moon energy with Gemini energy coming in. So here you go. So again, things are coming into alignment for you in some way. Okay, so you could be getting some information, some answers that you need. If you ask the question, you'll get the information that you need. Remember, communication is key at this full moon. Okay, ask and you shall receive. And sometimes, again, like I said in the intro, sometimes there can be something that we know we need to talk about, but we've been keeping it hidden. We've been keeping it repressed, right? Maybe fear, maybe pride gets in the way, especially if you need to admit something or ask for something, right? We don't always like to ask for the things that we want or need. If, maybe you're in a relationship and you're not sure where we're going, right? You've been going back and forth, or you've just been coasting along. And, this can be where you ask that all important question: where are we going? Are we going to head down this life path? Are we going to head down this life path? And sometimes we want the answers, we need the information, but we're afraid of the answer. We're afraid of what's going to happen, right? And a full moon can certainly bring about those fears. So, but of course, this moon is also about freedom. So if you are in a relationship or something and you're like, I don't know where we're going, I have an idea of where maybe I want to go, but I don't know if this person feels the same way, right? So we're talking about our feelings at this time as well. So you may or may not get the answer that you were hoping for, that you're looking for. Hopefully you do. But even if you get an answer that you're not happy with, right, then it's setting you up for freedom to move forward, to find something that is going to be better for you and your future, right? So, and that's that Uranus energy that's coming up. Breakthroughs are very much at hand with this full moon, right? So even though we're sometimes afraid to have a conversation, afraid to ask certain questions, right? If we don't ask, then we'll never know, and we'll forever feel stuck, okay? Or, maybe something will catch us way out of left field at some later point in time. We have the 10 of water. Well, look at that. Your 10 of water energy is happy energy, okay? One of the happiest cards in the deck. This is your 10 of cups. Happy home, happy family, happy relationships, happy you. What is your bliss? What makes you happy? What makes you feel like everything's falling into place? What makes you feel like you belong? What makes you feel like you've accomplished something? What makes you feel good? And the 10 of water is a focus on that. So some of you could certainly have some good news, have something that comes to fruition for you that puts you in this ultimately happy, blissful state. Okay. But this can also be where this is your focus. I want to be happy. I want a family, or, I want to enjoy my job, right? Whatever gives you this energy of fulfillment. Whenever that we get the 10 of water, it's also a reminder that anything is possible. Right? So we can create the life that we want. Sometimes it's a difficult journey getting there. Sometimes we have to leave things behind to move forward in a better direction, a healthier direction, a happier direction, right? But anything is possible. There's magic in the air when we get the 10 of water. All right. So we want to embrace this energy for sure. We also have the 4 of water here. Now, the 4 of water is the 4 of cups. And sometimes when we get this energy, we have a feeling like there's something missing. There's a puzzle piece that's not quite where it needs to be, or we're not getting something that's quite the way that we want it, that will bring us into this 10 of water state. And when we do have that 4 of water energy, it's an energy of feeling discontent, feeling a little bit blue, a little bit down, not feeling engaged with something. And we have to remember with the 4 of water that sometimes we do focus on the things that aren't going well, but we need to shift our focus sometimes to the things that do go well, and, focus on where we want to go, or focus on what is good in our life already, and focus on the potential that where we can head to. But we need to make a conscious effort to shift our focus, because the 4 of water, we can sometimes kind of get a little bit lost and stuck in our own energy and our own emotions. We can feel a little bit apathetic, okay, or we can just be focusing on the wrong things. So that's something really to keep in mind with this moon, because it is emotional, okay, and you got this water energy coming out. So when it comes to matters of the mind, you're very much on point. But when it comes to expressing your feelings, okay, or getting in touch with your feelings and your emotion, maybe you feel a little bit discombobulated or a little bit disconnected there, or you don't want to talk about your feelings and get something out in the open because maybe it's scary for you, right? You're all about the mind, right? It's like, oh, we're going to have these, these conversations and everything, but I have sometimes a challenge getting my feelings out in the open, right? So there could be something there that you need to work on. But the 4 of water can also show that, it can be sometimes in our current situation that there is something that's not quite working. there is something that's not quite where we want it to be. We feel like there is something missing. We might not be able to put our finger on it. So it's important to take a step back a little bit and reflect in this full moon energy. And it may be that you do need to have a conversation. Maybe you need to ask the universe, spirit, for a little bit of help. Maybe you need to connect with, angels and spirits and guides, to ask for a little bit of a sign or a little bit of, support in some way. But you could also need to talk to somebody in your life there as well, right? Can we put the puzzle pieces back together? Can we infuse something new or interesting in our current relationship, our current situation? Or is it time to walk away? Can we, if we can't fix it, then something's got to give here in this energy. But the Four of Water can also show that you do have a surprise coming your way. So keep an open heart, keep an open mind, okay? And get ready to receive, because the Four of Water often does have something coming out from the sidelines, something coming out of the blue. All right, something that we didn't quite expect because we're too focused on the things that, we want. I mean, if you think about manifestations, okay, I mean, I can imagine this. This is all I want. I want this heart-shaped rose quartz. This is what I want in my life. I want 50 of these. And we're only focused on this, but we don't see coming out of the side. We don't see that, there could be something that will still give me the feeling of this, the energy of this. Maybe it's a little bit better. Maybe it's just a little bit different. Maybe it's a giant heart-shaped rose quartz, right? Whatever it happens to be for you. So sometimes we do get a little bit lost. We get tunnel vision a little bit, and we don't see the possibilities or the potential of things that are in our peripheral vision. So it's going to be important for you as well to keep that open mind and see what the possibilities are, what the potential is for something in our life. Because I feel like something may catch you off guard, something may come in out of left field. And again, it can be something you want, but again, just remember, with the Four of Water, the traditional imagery, I don't have a Rider-Waite-Smith deck in front of me, but if you're familiar, look it up online. The Four of Cups. Okay, look up the Rider-Waite-Smith Four of Cups. I got a guy under a tree. He's looking at 3 cups. Nothing really wrong with them, but he's kind of like meh, right? And then there's like a little cloud bringing a 4th cup out from the sidelines. He doesn't see it. Okay, so again, if you're out and about driving on the day of the full moon, okay, just make sure that you are checking your mirrors, so you're checking your peripheral vision. Okay, just so that you can see what maybe you wouldn't normally see. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to leave all that there for you guys, okay? I hope there was something here for you, but good luck in this full moon. I thank you for watching, and we'll move on now to Cancer. Hello there, Cancer, and welcome to your full moon in Leo reading. This is happening for you in your 2nd house. Now, your 2nd house is ruled by Venus, and it brings Taurus energy, which is where we have Uranus direct, okay? So your 2nd house has to do with your material and physical world, your work income, right? How you make your money, how you spend your money, your assets, the things you own, the things you possess, or how you feel about the things that you possess or own. This does have to do with your property, like your house, your car, that kind of thing, your self-esteem, your values, or the things that you value, and your habits around all of these things. So are you possessive about things? Do you want to buy everything? Okay. Are you working on something with your income? You want to increase your income? Okay. You could have some surprises that are headed your way with your resources, with your income. Maybe you find a better job that you feel, not only that you're getting paid what you're worth, okay, but it's also something that might be a little bit fulfilling or give you a little bit of satisfaction through the day, and maybe pay you some pretty decent money, okay, with that. But you could have some shakeups going on with your money. You could find some money that you need, okay, but you could also perhaps just be really looking at your money, your finances, your household budget, things like that. Venus can certainly bring you something wonderful with this, but it's something that you maybe didn't quite expect or didn't count on. And it can bring you something a little bit different, okay? But yes, there could be, if you've been kind of stuck on something here with your money, your resources, you could all of a sudden have that breakthrough that you've been looking for. You could find what it is that you need. So But if you do have any money invested, like out there and like in the stock markets and stuff, keep a close eye on it. It's a little bit volatile. I say I'm not your financial advisor, obviously, but just saying keep an eye on it, okay? And don't be afraid to make a move if you need to make a move. But certainly a focus on money and resources at this time. But like I said, Venus can bring you new beginnings. It can also bring abundance and growth to you as well. And with that Uranus energy, something unexpected. What do you need to release? We've got the waxing moon energy here. Release, let go, declutter. So again, we go back to some of the things that you own, right? Is your house filled with possessions? What do they mean to you? Do they mean anything to you? Or are you just collecting things? Or you just go and buy things because, impulse buys, and now your home is like stuffed with all of this stuff and you're like, I don't have any elbow room anymore. And so some of you could be very much, maybe making some money with the things that you've got stuffed into your house, right? So maybe you get, you start putting ads out there and, sell that extra desk or sell some extra home decor. You got excess kitchen equipment and that kind of thing. And you're like, man, do I really need 2 KitchenAid stand mixers? No, I'll get rid of one. So you can maybe make a little bit of cash while decluttering your home at the same time. So cleansing and purging, and it feels like a new environment and you got a little bit of extra money in your pocket, right? So the full moon can help you do things like that. But of course, at the same time, if there's something that you wanted to buy, maybe something you've been saving up for, you could shockingly find it on sale. And maybe it's something that never goes on sale and, you're just not quite there with your savings. And then all of a sudden it's like 50% off because someone's going out of business and you're like, oh, I need this thing now. Right. So you could have some good surprises that come in that way also. All right. But just be aware you may also be suddenly finding yourself wanting to or actually changing your habits or your thought processes or your beliefs around money. Is your self-worth tied to money, right? Is your self-worth tied to the things you possess, right? What do you believe about your earning potential and the income that you are capable of generating, right? Is it time to change your thought processes, change your ways of thinking, right? Because these can really help you to open up to your true potential. We've got the Queen of Earth, money. Nice. Now, the Queen of Earth can certainly be a wonderful positive energy here of abundance and prosperity, especially around your home. The Queen of Earth is very nurturing, very patient, and sees something through to fruition. It is one that is taking care and nurturing your home, your family, your surroundings. It is one of also, of course, nurturing your manifestations. Some of you could potentially have a home-based business that's about to take off, or maybe you want to start one new, start something fresh. Some of you are starting to see the fruits of your labor come to fruition with this energy. Why? Because you've been patient, you've been taking things one day at a time. So the Queen of Earth can certainly be some wonderful, wonderful energy there. About increasing abundance in your life in some way. And something could certainly be coming to fruition here as well. Now, with the Queen of Earth energy, queens tend to make decisions, all right? Behind every successful king, there's usually a queen that's, often pulling the strings there a little bit. And you don't want to mess with queens, okay? I'd rather mess with a king before I mess with a queen, right? They're very powerful, but usually a little bit hidden, right? But anyways, the Queen of Earth can certainly say where you are having a look, you're open-minded, and you're having a look at your money, right? And, where am I spending it? How am I creating it? What am I doing with it? Am I wasting it? Am I saving for my future? So you could be really making some very important decisions about your money at this time. And of course, as it relates to your second house. So it's pretty awesome, but it can be also very exciting. We've got the Four of Earth here for you as well. And so Queen of Earth, Four of Earth, and just like, what do you need to release? The Four of Earth is the Four of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is a card of discernment. It is one of having a look at your money, your possessions, the foundation that you've built, your values, and either either following the path that you're on and trusting in your progress and trusting that you've gotten to a certain point of a solid foundation or stability, and you know that there's more to be had, and you're like, yep, I'm open to it. But it is one of being discerning with your money or your things that you possess, right? Because it can be known sometimes as the miserly card, right? Are you holding on too tight with your money and your possessions and your values? Okay. Or are you being a little bit more open? Are you taking something to excess in either way? Are you being either too frivolous, too spendy? Okay. Or are you being too tight? Right? Are you being a miser energy? We don't want to be either of those. So we need to find a balance between the two. Know when to spend your money and know when to put some away for your future. Right. So that Four of Earth is, it's kind of, it's I always look at the Four of Earth energy as kind of a little bit of a neutral card, and you can do with it what you will, right? It is one of stability and security, good strong foundation, planting roots. Okay, so in that respect, it's awesome. But it is one where we need to kind of think about our material world a little bit. Think about the things that we believe in a little bit, right? Our value, our self-worth, and that kind of thing. Do we believe that we can attract more abundance and prosperity into our life? Are we spending our money wisely? Are we saving for the future? Or are we, going the other way, right? Are we just, money in your hands is like sand through an hourglass, right? So we kind of need to come back to neutral ground. We need to come back to the center. So it is one of discerning, making wise choices, wise decisions, putting a little bit of money away, but also we don't want to close off our spending or anything like that either. We need to understand and trust that money is energy, right? We're taught something a little bit different, okay? But money is energy, and anything to do with energy needs to flow. So are we stopping the flow of money, the flow of energy? Are we spending a little bit here and there? Sometimes we need to treat ourselves to a little bit. We need to self-indulge, Queen of Earth, right? Like to self-nurture. So we need to sometimes indulge in those wants in life rather than only focusing on the needs. And the wants in life don't have to cost a lot of money, right? So, but it's about having the money circulating and the money flowing, right? And we don't want to block and staunch that flow of energy. So buy yourself that little treat every once in a while. Remember to maybe put a little bit aside for the future, but trust that abundance is always flowing to you. So know when to make those smart, wise decisions and know when to open the purse strings just a little bit. And that way the money will always continue to flow. All right. So do you need to spend more money on yourself and the things you want, or do you need to start getting a rein on those things? So we're talking all sorts of things with money for you guys. All right. But there could certainly be something that does come to fruition for some of you here as well. A little bit of a thought-provoking energy, I feel, for a lot of you here. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there for you guys. Good luck in this full moon. I thank you guys so much for watching, and we're going to move on to Leo. Hello there, Leo, and welcome to your full moon reading. Now, of course, this is happening for you. This is in your sign. It's all about you. But of course, with that opposition with the sun in Aquarius, right? We're on opposite sides here. You may be feeling a little bit of a tug of war. You might be feeling a little bit of a push and pull between the things that you want and the things that other people want, right? Your wants and needs, your personal goals, your dreams, your desires, right? And other people. So you might really be wanting to and needing to focus on a little bit of balance and harmony between the two things, right? Someone may want something, or other people may want your time, your energy, your attention. And are you giving it to them in excess or not giving it at all? Do you need to find a little bit of balance between focusing on your goals and dreams and other people as well, right? Balance is always the key. Whenever we're out of alignment, out of balance, right, things feel weird. Things feel off, right? And we overcompensate somewhere. So have a look at that. But of course, the moon is in your first house, and your first house is all about you, yourself, your face that you put on for the world, your identity, your appearance, how you approach life. Do you approach it with that zest and that courage and that passion and that fire you possess? Or do you approach life in a little bit more of a fearful state, right? So, you've got your ego and your alter ego there a little bit. So, the wonderful face you put out for the world, or do you kind of back off from things, right? There's a light and a shadow of every single sign, right? So this can be where you need to really embrace your inner lion, your inner roar, so to speak, to do something that you want to do, or have that conversation with somebody that, maybe someone has been sucking up your time and energy and you've been allowing them to. And now you have to have that conversation about boundaries and things, right? And it's wonderful to, to help someone else out or anything like that, but you have to remember to pay attention to self also, right? This can also be where you may recognize if you've been self-indulgent in something also, okay? But it is a very passionate, a very fiery full moon. And so you could certainly have something come to fruition. You could be making some very important decisions around this full moon as well, because it is about finding your freedom and having those breakthroughs and breaking away possibly from something here as well. So breaking down habits, patterns, behaviors, closing down karmic cycles, and looking forward into the future for something bigger, better, brighter, shinier, and more happy than maybe what you've been. So this can be like quite a climactic kind of full moon for you, right? Where you've got this sudden release of energy or people or situations around you, but it's freeing you up for a better tomorrow. All right. But focus on yourself, your goals, your dreams. Some of you could as well here in this energy decide that, you know what, I've had the same haircut for 4 years and I'm going to go and I'm going to get myself a new haircut. It's a new me, right? So you could be embracing kind of a new you kind of attitude and energy there for you. The back of the deck, we do have the Page of Earth there for you. Is just the Page of Pentacles. So this can be a new time to spend some money on yourself, to do something nice for yourself, buy yourself something new, a new wardrobe, a new haircut, that kind of thing. Buy yourself something that maybe you've always wanted, right? Maybe you've been saving up for something for the last few months, and the Page of Earth says, okay, be aware because maybe it'll go on sale. You might find, or you might find something better, right? The pages do tend to bring in good news. If you have like any career goals and dreams, and maybe you haven't done them because you've had responsibilities with other people, now could be the time when you open up the doors for a new career path, the Page of Earth, new career path, new job, heightened potential for earning more money, that kind of thing, right? But there could also be some wisdom and knowledge that you may gain here at this full moon as well. We have nothing is yet set in stone. Okay, we've got mutable moon. So when we have mutable energy, this is adaptable, it's flexible, and it's a willingness to change. Okay, so nothing is yet set in stone. So we sometimes need to remember that there are certain things that we can't change. All right, but we also need to recognize there's a lot that we can change. And if we want to change something, we have the power to do that. And so as long as it's something, of course, within your wheelhouse, there's maybe certain things going on in the planet and the globe, right? Something that affects, the collective in some way that, no, maybe it's not necessarily in your current domain to change that. But there's a lot of things in your own personal world that you can. You can change your habits, patterns, and behaviors. You can change your job, your relationship. You can change your belief systems, right? You can change pretty much anything. So sometimes we need to be just like a wave, right? We need to trust that things go up and down, up and down, up and down, but we also need to remember the ebb and flow of life, right? And the cycles in our life. And sometimes things are abundant and they're pleasant and they're happy. And sometimes we feel like we've been swallowed up by a tidal wave, right? But whatever your situation is, you have the power to power through. You have the power to change. You have the power to make something better. You have the power to stay. You have the power to go, right? So remember that nothing is yet set in stone because you have the ability to change something around for yourself. We have the 10 of Earth. Well, hello. The 10 of Earth is a wonderful energy. It's the 10 of Pentacles. So we've got the Page of Earth and we've got the 10 of Earth. So there could certainly be something that you want to do or something that you are doing right now that's going to bring some sort of improvements in your money. The 10 of Earth is, of course, abundance and prosperity, especially around your home and your family, the castle that you've built. Okay. So you could certainly have something coming to fruition at this time. But it may require a little bit of change. Okay. The 10 of Earth as well, it does remind us about the stability in the life that we've built, and that yes, things can sometimes change and it can bring us things, but sometimes when we get something that comes in, something can also leave. But it's, it's part of life, right? Because the 10 of Earth can be a card of inheritance. Okay. And so some of you at this time, your financial situation or your home situation or something may improve or be set to improve in the near future because something has come to an end, right? So when we talk about inheritances, of course, we want to believe that all inheritances are going to be living ones, but that's not necessarily the way that the cookie crumbles, right? So some of you could have something, because of course, full moons can be about endings, okay? Something could be coming to fruition and into your life and improving your material world because something has left, right? Something has ended. But the 10 of Earth can certainly be your focus on your home and your family and building long-term stability and security in your life. But you probably also want to enjoy life and have some fun as well. So remember, with the 10 of Earth, something can certainly be coming in for you here. And you also have the ability to make some changes if you need to, right? Believe in yourself and do what you feel is right for you. We have the Messenger of Fire here for you as well. So this is quite exciting. The messengers are the knights. This is the Knight of Wands energy. All right. And it is about following your passions and your goals and your dreams, but it's taking bold, inspired action. It's seizing an opportunity, seizing a moment and moving forward with it, running with it. So with this energy here, you could be getting some really good news, okay, with this energy. I mean, we got your material world, your money, your abundance, okay, those things, but we also do have this passionate, fiery energy here. And the messenger of fire could bring you some opportunities, bring news, okay, but it can also be you going, I know what I want, and I'm going to take a direct approach, and I'm going to make whatever changes that I want to make. I'm going to follow my heart. And I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to be successful. The messenger of fire, the Knight of Wands energy, is filled with confidence. All right. And is always on a quest, always on a mission, always out to have some fun, enjoy life while also accomplishing some goals. And so if you've been maybe, not having as much fun as you want to, or there's some goals that you do, want to accomplish, then this is saying that you can do whatever you set your mind to. Right? If you want to make change, you can make change. If you want to follow something new, you can follow something new. It's very exciting energy. And with that messenger of fire being in the upright, it shows that your goals are in reach, right? And these are usually faster goals with the messenger of fire, right? Because it's like with this energy, it's like I'm in it for a short time, not a long time. Once I'm finished my goals, I don't linger, I don't hang around, I go on to my next ones, right? So it's almost reminding you that sometimes we do, we do accomplish something and then we coast a little bit sometimes. And when we coast, we sometimes become discontent. So remember, once you've finished a goal, where is your next goal? It's an ambitious energy. It's an ambitious card. It's also very exciting. The messenger of fire, the Knight of Wands, always in the upright, at least, always gets his man or gets to the finish line, right? Always accomplishes something there, and enjoys it along the way. So it may be here that some of you are looking at your career path and going, okay, I'm making some money, but I need to enjoy what I'm doing as well. And so maybe this is a little bit of change that's on the horizon for you, right? Maybe you have spent, a number of years focusing only on money in your life. And now you're like, okay, now I want to do something that's really like tied to my heart, something that's going to give me not just money, but also satisfaction and pleasure while I'm doing it as well, right? So those doors could certainly be opening up for you if you want them, if you want to seize the moment, if you want to move forward, if you want to try something a little bit different there. It's opening up for you. Remember, nothing is set in stone and you have the power to change. I'm going to leave all that there for you, Leo. I hope there was something here for you, but good luck in this full moon. You certainly do deserve it, okay? Don't forget to check back on your new moon, where the new moon was for you 6 months ago at your birthday, because there could certainly be some promising things that are going to crop up because of some intentions that you previously set. You could also be looking back here with this energy and saying, yep, I've done some really good things and I'm excited for what the future has to hold. Anyways, I thank you guys for watching, and we are going to move on now to Virgo. Hello there, Virgo, and welcome to your full moon in Leo reading. Now, this is happening in your 12th astrological house. All right, so this is very closely tied to the degree that this full moon is happening on, right? So it's the 24th degree with this, and it's closely tied to this Pisces energy. So this could be very spiritual for some of you. This can be where you are cleansing and purging something out of your life, because of course the 12th house is the final house in astrology. It's the ending. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It's ending. So you could have that, you could find that something is ending for you at this moon, okay? Whether it's by your own hand, right? By your own decisions, okay? By your own actions, or that of someone else. It can be, unfortunately, partnerships. It can be where you are closing out a karmic cycle and there's some healing energy that's rushing in for you here. This can certainly be where you are digging deep into your psyche, into your emotions, right? Anything that's been repressed or hidden, it's where things might come to the surface. So you might need to work through something there. If you've been, hiding some emotions or some energy from, say, another person. We're very closely tied to Valentine's Day here, right? But love and romance and passion in the air. But at the same time, we have the dissolution of that potentially as well, because maybe things aren't where you want them to be. So it's important here in this energy to pause, to reflect, to step back, but then also to bring something out into the open that has been in the dark. This is about realizing your hopes and your fears and your dreams for your future. Are you where you want to be? Do you need to make some changes? Do you need to make some tough choices? Do you need to have a challenging and tricky conversation? This is a full moon where you can certainly do all of that. All right. Great moon here for you for meditation, for spiritual practice. Those doors are certainly open here for you. There is a healing energy here for you as well, right? So focus on your physical, your mental, your spiritual health, right? Your all of those things, right? Your daily habits, patterns, and behaviors, are they good? Are they healthy? Or do you need to change something, right? 12th house energy, we can certainly tap into that to make some changes. But pay attention to your dreams at this moon, okay? Because you could be having some wild and wacky dreams at this time. But of course, because the 12th house does have to do with secrets or things that are hidden, okay, there could be some surprise of some kind headed your way. It could be pretty much anything. All right. And it could certainly be something that's a little bit unexpected, right? So just keep an open mind, keep an open heart, ground your energy, especially in the 12th house. Okay. Ground your energy in some way, whether you use crystals, whether you use visualizations, or whether you just very simply go outside, connect with nature. If the weather permits, maybe take your shoes off and walk barefoot in the grass, go connect with a tree or a meadow or something, right? Just something outside. The air is flowing. You're maybe even do it at night. It'll be a great time to do it, especially if you can see the moon or the planets, because we do have a lot of planets aligning that are visible in the night sky right now. And of course, we're having a great planetary alignment, which does click the last planet into place towards the end of February. So it's a lot of things coming into alignment. So this can be a great cleansing, purging, and transitioning full moon for you to go on the next stage of your journey and welcome in something new. Emotions are running high, supermoon energy. Okay, so yep, just like we have Leo. Leo is passionate, it's emotional, it can be drama filled, it can be exciting as well. Okay, so it's just that the energy is running very high. So again, it's going to be very important for you to take that step back, to just cleanse and purge your energies, to ground your energies as well. Carry a crystal with you might be really good for you. A good go-to to kind of ground your energy is some of the black ones, right? Like black tourmaline is really good, right? You can even just use selenite. Selenite is also really good. Onyx, things like that. They can help you as well. But black tourmaline is one of those really good ones. Just cleanses and purges the energy, also transmutes energy, a negative into positive. And selenite does the same thing. So you can use a selenite for that as well. Just don't get the selenite wet. It's not a good thing. But emotions are running high, so just remember that. Think twice before you speak. Okay. Count to 3 before you respond to somebody. Just taking those little measures can really help to kind of just cool some energies down a little bit. Okay. We've got love here for you. Lovely. This is wonderful. This is the Lover's card. So, of course, the Lover's card can be about choices, matters of the heart. What do you want? What do you desire? What do you want to fix? What do you want to improve? How do you want to move forward in your future? Yes, you got 12th house energy activated for you, so it could potentially be an ending because it's not what you want. So when we get the love card, or the Lover's card as it's more commonly known, this is about partnerships, soulmates, love, romance, friendships, partnerships of all kinds. Okay. But we're making a decision here with this. We're either attracting someone new into our lives. If you are single, okay, you could have some passionate new connections brewing, and it can be something that you didn't expect at all. Remember, we got the Uranus energy at play. We got shock surprises. Your 12th house can be something hidden. Okay, some secret makeup. Maybe you have a secret admirer, and they might finally express their feelings for you. Remember, this full moon energy, carries over into Valentine's Day. Okay, so this can be very interesting for some of you. And then you might have a very important decision to make, right? So maybe an acquaintance, a work colleague, fortunately or unfortunately, around this full moon and around Valentine's Day, you could potentially have an ex come back into the picture. It could be an ex, or it can just be a past connection, right? An old friend, a high school sweetheart, an old work colleague, something like that. So something but you're certainly attracting love and romance and partnerships of every level into your world right about now. But you could also, with the 12th house energy, making a very painful and very difficult decision that, no, I'm not going to move forward with this person. The choice is always yours, and the Lover card reminds us of that. Tap into your heart energy. But it's also about loving yourself as well. So again, that's where we take a step back, where we have a little bit of alone time with this 12th house energy, right? We take care of our own needs, our own physical, emotional, spiritual needs, right? And, we do practice self-love, self-care. So no matter what you've got going on, take care of yourself and show yourself a little bit of love. We've got the 4 of fire here as well. Loving this one. Okay. Hello. The 4 of fire can certainly represent a little bit of a celebration. It can represent planting roots. It can represent some really good news. The 4 of fire is often known as the 1111 card. What are you wishing for? You could have a wish coming to fruition. Okay. Also, you could be moving forward in a different direction because there's something a little bit better path to follow that is in alignment with what you are wishing for and hoping for. But the 4 of fire does quite often represent a celebration or a gathering of some kind. Okay. So it can be, you could get some invitation in the next couple of weeks or so to go to some sort of gathering. It can be an engagement party, a wedding, an anniversary party, something at work, something that just has a social aspect to it. And with the Lover's card showing up for you, you could just meet somebody either somebody brand new that you can make a connection with, or maybe someone from some element of your past. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic ex. It can be an old friend. So it's just someone that you have the potential to partner up with if you so choose. Okay, it can even be business partnerships, right? They can come in at that with that energy. So certainly can be something very exciting. But this full moon can either bring something to celebrate to you, okay, or it can move you forward in a better direction and a higher level of commitment to your goals and your dreams, and to follow the path that you want to follow. Some very interesting energy there for you guys. All right, I'm going to leave that there for you. I hope there was something here for you. Good luck in this full moon. I thank you for watching, and we'll move on now to Libra. Hello there, Libra, and welcome to your full moon in Leo reading. This is activating your 11th house. Now, your 11th house is ruled by Uranus, of course, who is direct in the sign of Taurus, but squaring this full moon. Okay, and does bring us some Aquarian energy. So your 11th house does really impact and highlight your standing in society, your justice, social justice specifically, charities, groups, memberships, where you belong, where you maybe feel you don't belong anymore. Of course, humanitarian energy is highlighted here. It's very futuristic. And it also, of course, highlights your wishes, your dreams, your goals, and also your sense of liberty and freedom. So with this energy, if you've been feeling stuck and trapped, you could have some big breakthrough at this full moon. Okay, that's that thanks to that Uranus energy. Okay, you could have something that happens that is a little bit surprising, something that you didn't quite expect, right? And so, full moons can bring surprises anyway, because something can come to light. But this Uranus energy is like, okay, something is at an impasse or it's stuck, and there could be this big explosive energy that can propel you forward and maybe break free out of whatever has been holding you back or whatever you've been stuck on. But it does bring you freedom of something. So whether it's fears, right? You break through from your fears. This can be something that helps you expand your future, expand your horizon. You could have something going on in a relationship, of course, because we do have some Venus influence here as well with this. So if your relationships are going swimmingly well, then perhaps you could have something surprising that can come up, especially we've got Valentine's Day here, right? So let's face it, you could have something that happens where it takes your relationship to the next level. Of course, with this moon, communication is the key. So if we have been stuck on something, then maybe having that all-important conversation that maybe you've been putting off, or you've been afraid to have, is what's going to set you free in some way, right? And yes, it can end up being, a departing of connections there, okay, but it can also be taking something to the next level. Now, your 11th house, what are you wishing for? What are you hoping for? What are you dreaming for? Because this can come to fruition here at this full moon, but it may come in a little bit differently than what you maybe had thought. Okay, and again, this is this Uranus energy that's coming in here, because whatever we think something is, it's something a little different. Okay, so keeping that open mind is really important at this time, because quite often something that's coming to fruition from our manifestations comes in a little bit better than what we had anticipated. And of course, the universe brings us what we need, which sometimes looks a little bit different than what we thought we wanted, okay, especially in regards to our relationships and things like that. But the 11th house, you could discover some information that's tied to social networks. You could be cleaning house big time at this energy, because this does have to do with your social networks, your Twitter or X or whatever it's called now, your Facebooks, your Instagram, your business connections, right? Your LinkedIn, that kind of thing. And, so you could be, I don't know about any of you, but I mean, I don't spend a lot of time on Facebook necessarily, but I don't know, the last month or so, it's like I am getting all sorts of crap on there, and it's like you can't even see anything from anyone that you want to hear from. And I've probably blocked like about 100 crap sites in the last little while, and I'm like, I'm right there, just shutting it down, just getting rid of it. I'll keep it for my YouTube channel, but I don't really like look at pages or anything like that on that one. I just post my stuff. So, so you could be going through those things like, why am I wasting my time? There's better things I could be spending my time on, or I can't even find what I'm looking for. What is all this crap? So maybe it's making you instead of more connected with people, it might make you feel more disconnected because it's like, I just can't deal with this anymore. And who has the time? So you could be changing how you interact with the world on your social media, and whether that's increasing or decreasing, or maybe cutting it off entirely. Some of you could be going through like your friends list on there and saying, okay, I haven't talked to this person in like 10 years. I don't even know why they're here, just out the door. So you could be doing all that, but at the same time, you could be connecting, cleansing and purging the old stuff there to make room to connect with some new people or new businesses or new friends and that kind of thing. Or maybe you even find some better social media that is maybe not so commercialized for yourself there as well. So let's see what we've got here. You're very close to achieving your goals. Awesome. So remember, this full moon is connected to the new moon that we had in Leo 6 months ago. So look back to the summer, and what were your intentions? What were you doing? What were your goals? What were you wishing for? Okay, where were you wanting to head? All right, because this shows that there is something associated with that you're very close to achieving. A door is close to opening up for you, whatever it happens to be for you. Okay, so your goals are very much in reach, so don't give up. Stay patient. Okay, keep an open mind, but get ready for a little bit of action, or maybe even the need to make a decision. We've got the star card at the back of the deck for you. So this is really wonderful. Of course, your 11th house is where your full moon is, ruled by Uranus, Aquarius energy, and the star card is Aquarius energy. So it is associated with whatever wish you made upon a star. Okay. Again, just remember though that Uranus is the wild card. Okay. And so it's like the roll of the dice, and they're going to land where they're going to land. It's still going to bring us something. Okay. But it might be a little bit different than what we had thought. The star card is a beautiful energy. Shows us and reminds us of our ability, every single one of you, to harness all the magic, all the power, all of the energy, all of the potential that the universe has to offer, and bring it into our world, bring it into our earthly realm. Because the star card it's the water bearer, right? Bringing earth back to humanity, or bringing life back to humanity, right? Taking the water and feeding the land, but it is an air sign. So we're connecting all this power of the cosmos and bringing it to life in our world. The star does bring hope and inspiration. It brings abundance. It brings success. It brings miracles and blessings. It's the big yes card. Okay, a big yes card. All right, but it's a yes either now or in the near future. So we do need to stay open and stay receptive in this energy. But it does bring a lot of blessings to us in many, many aspects, many, many levels. And it's, yes, very associated with our wishes and our dreams. Okay, it's all about our future. The Aquarian energy is very weird, very wonderful, very innovative. Okay. But it is also a little bit unconventional, right? So remember, we do have this little aspect that is coming in for you, but I love how that's lining up for you. We have the 8 of Earth. Busy like a little bee. Your hard work, your dedication, your attention to detail is what's going to pay off for you. Whenever we get the 8 of Earth, this is reminding us of our power to create and to build the life that we want. Okay, but it is one where we're ready to level up in something. We're ready to take the next step in something here. This is where the student graduates, the apprentice becomes the tradesperson. The employee, the worker bee becomes the boss. Those kind of things. So we're ready to take something to the next level. In a relationship, perhaps, right? We've worked hard and we've worked together to create this life, and we're ready to take that next step. Right? So whatever it is, you're ready to take the next step. So something is about to shift for you here in this energy. Now, it might be in the next couple of weeks or so. It could be like in the next month or two. So whatever it happens to be, because the star is on the back of the deck. So, and when we have this card on the back of the deck, it can be something that we don't see coming. It can be a surprise. It can be something that's underlying it's influencing us. So it's our underlying energy carrying us forward. Okay. And it can also be something that is coming in. It's just not quite here yet, but it's right here on the sidelines. So keep an open mind. All right. But get ready for something to come to fruition here. So whatever your situation is, your ability to pay attention, your ability to work hard to achieve your goals, right? All these things, they're about to bring you into alignment for something here. And I love that we've got the 9 of Earth right after that. Okay, the 8 of Earth, the 9 of Earth, next level up. You're about to get rewarded. The 9 of Earth is success and abundance. It's personal success. It's achieving your goals and your dreams. And it is feeling like you're in the lap of luxury, or feeling abundant, feeling prosperous, feeling like everything's falling into place and that things are wonderful. The 9s, of course, 8s are about abundance, being flexible and adaptable, harvesting abundance in our lives. And the 9s, it's like, I'm done. I'm wrapping it up. I've seen something through to completion, and I'm going to enjoy the fruits of my labors. So it can represent here that you're wrapping something up here and you're ready to take the next steps, whether it's a level up or whether it's something new. And of course, you could have something that is coming to fruition for you, which is in alignment with your wishes and your goals and your dreams. Whenever we do get the 9 of Earth, though, okay, we got the 8 of Earth here, working hard. All right. The 9 of Earth is where we reward ourselves. So wherever you happen to be, okay, take care of yourself. Practice a little bit of self-love around this full moon. Remember, we've got Valentine's Day coming up as well. And whether you're partnered up with somebody or not, okay, do something nice for yourself. Because the 9 of Earth is it's a very independent card. It's like, this is my personal goal, my personal success. But it is one where we also treat ourselves like a queen or a king, right? We treat ourselves well. So, if we indulge in something, not necessarily something we need, maybe just something that we want. So, buy yourself the slightly more expensive bottle of wine. Buy yourself that chocolate bar that you've always, that you kind of crave every once in a while. Buy yourself that better cut of steak. Take yourself out on a date or something, or go to that restaurant that you only get to go to every couple of years. Do something nice for yourself. It doesn't necessarily mean yet you spend a lot of money. Have close your bathroom door, turn off the lights, light the candles, have a nice long bubble bath, right? Something that you want, something you deserve, something you desire, do that for yourself, okay? Because it really does get some positive energy going. Having said all that, I'm going to leave that there for you guys. I hope there was something here for you. Good luck in this full moon. I thank you so much for watching. And we are now going to move on to Scorpio. Hello there, Scorpio, and welcome to your full moon in Leo reading. Okay, this is happening in your 10th astrological house, ruled by Saturn and bringing in Capricorn energy. So we're focusing on your goals. We're focusing on your public image, your reputation. We're focusing on your ambitions, your achievements, your career status. All right. And your, of course, reputation around that. So this also is the house of the dominant parent as well, and your influence on your world, your others, and your influence for change. So this can be really promising for your business life, for your work life, for your career path. Some of you may find opportunities opening up for you right now for a new job, for a promotion, to make more money, something that is in alignment with something that you want. Look back to the new moon that we had in Leo back in the summer, okay, summer of 2024. What was activating? What was highlighted for you? What new path were you embarking on? What changes were you looking to make? Because this is where some things can start to come into alignment, start to come to fruition for you, okay? I feel like the Uranus energy is going to bring you something a little bit unexpected in your career path. Now, because this can be a breakthrough, This can be where you all of a sudden get this aha moment in your life, especially if you've been looking for a job. You could all of a sudden find what you're looking for, or you can even find something that you weren't looking for. And this can be quite lucrative for you. This can be really wonderful for you for your future. You're in this very futuristic energy. This is where we can get rid of blocks and obstacles that are in our paths. Are you your own worst enemy, or are you your best friend? Right? We, if we are positive and open-minded and we're trusting the process, then this is where the magic happens. If we are down in the dumps and we're negative and we're hiding from the world, and we treat every door that closes as a negative thing instead of something that leads us to a better tomorrow, right, then this is where we're going to get in that squarey energy, in that stuck energy, right? We don't want to do that. Uranus wants to free you up. Leo is giving you, of course, the courage to move forward, the courage to do something different, right? And the inner strength that you need to trust that a closed door is leading you to a better door that's about to open, right? Remember, those doors that close, whether it's something now, whether it's something in the past, right? Doors that close are the universe's way of protecting you from something that may not necessarily be the best for you, or for bringing you into alignment with your divine timing for the things that are actually really meant for you, right? Those closed doors always lead us to something better, but it's not always easy to recognize in the moment, okay? But certainly something can be happening that's really wonderful. Your reputation might precede you. Someone may read your resume and say, oh my goodness, this is exactly the person that we're looking for. Even if you are looking for a job or something, try something a little bit out of the ordinary, right? Because remember, there's a lot of transferable skills that we get as we go through our career paths. And, maybe you're a really good manager, right? You can step into a career path where you need to manage people, but you might not have the skill to do whatever it is your people do, right? But your ability to learn or transform or to change might be what propels you down something. So whatever it is, focus on your reputation, on getting rewards, honors, and recognition, finding something new or leveling up something there. So something may be about to shift for you in that energy. The back of the deck, we've got the 9 of air in reverse. So some of you have been feeling very anxious. You've been tossing and turning. Maybe you haven't been sleeping so well. Maybe you've been waking up in the middle of the night. Maybe you can't get to sleep at all. And it's because we are very much overanalyzing, overthinking, overanalyzing, thinking the worst, right, of a situation, okay, and getting ourselves really down in that deep rabbit hole, okay? But the 9 of earth reversed is a breakthrough. It is looking at things more positively. It's not overthinking, overanalyzing. You might get a good night's sleep. So we are releasing restrictions in there, especially the restriction, the block, the obstacle that resides within you, yourself, within your heart space, within your energy, right? Remember, Leo is here to open your heart and to connect with your passions, your goals, your dreams, and to give you that courage that you need, right? A little bit more of an optimistic energy. All right, we have a new start is coming, new moon energy. And so remember, we've got a new moon coming up in 2 weeks. All right, this new moon will be in the sign of Pisces. And this new moon in Pisces is great for new beginnings, for a fresh start. And it will culminate in an eclipse in 6 months from now, but in the fall. So it's like trying something new, opening up those new doors, unlocking your potential. And this upcoming new moon in Pisces can be where something can be a little bit surprising for you, and you just might find what it is that you've been waiting for, what you've been looking for. And in between then, keep that open mind. All right, keep that open mind, keep your eye on the horizon, take a risk, take a chance on something, even if it's a little bit unconventional, right? Your ability to harness the weird and the unexpected and the unconventional may just be the key to unlocking some very prosperous and abundant future for yourself. All right, but a new start is coming. We've got the 3 of air. Now the 3 of air, of course, is the 3 of swords. So there's something been affecting you. It's the heartbreak card, right? It's feeling down, feeling negative, feeling discouraged, getting bad news, needing to process something. It's where we, we need to focus here when we get the Three of Air. Maybe you've had some bad news. Maybe you have, of course, had those doors that have closed on you, and it's hard to see past a closed door sometime, and to know that there is another open door on the horizon for us, right? So whatever is not meant for us, it will pass us by. But by the same token, whatever is meant for us will not pass us by, right? So that Three of Air, you'll be working through some emotions, working through some negative thoughts, right? But the thing is, with this energy, the Three of Air always reminds us, though, that even though something may have stabbed us in the heart, we're not feeling the best, we're not feeling overly positive or enthusiastic, okay? When our heart is cracked open, when we experience these things, this is an opportunity to heal. This is an opportunity to change things around. We do need to process our thoughts and emotions, but we need to recognize when we are going down that rabbit hole, and recognize that there is a sun shining upon us, and that there is something a little bit better, or some resolution to something in our future. And we've got the Five of Earth here as well. Okay, so time to turn things around here, guys. All right, the Five of... this is challenging energy here. Okay, so, so again, just be really, with this moon, okay, this can send you down a little bit of a wave of negativity. Okay, it is an emotional moon. It is one that requires us, Three of Air, to connect with our heart, to connect with some more positive energy. But it is very easy to kind of focus a little bit too much on the things that we don't have. Things we don't have, things we haven't achieved. And of course, the Five of Earth is a focus on lack rather than abundance. It is, perhaps some of you could potentially have something that has hit your bank account. You might have some unexpected bills. You might have a lack of income, all that kind of thing. And, money is energy, right? Money is something that's a necessary evil in the world that we live in. If we are prosperous and abundant and the money is flowing, then we tend to have a little bit less worries. It won't buy you happiness, okay, but it can certainly help you feel a little bit more stable and secure. It's the way the world works, right? When we don't have it, okay, we can quickly descend into a little bit of negativity, or this energy of lack, and envy and jealousy, and focusing again on those things that I don't have this, right? Because there's things we want, things we desire, things we want to do, and when money is getting in the way, right, then this can have a little bit of a challenging impact on our own energy. So we do need to recognize this, okay? And of course, with this full moon being a full moon, there may be an end to something, right? Because that Five of Earth can represent unexpected bills, or maybe a loss of something, the loss of a job. Maybe you're going for a new job, you go for an interview and that's a no, and it'll put you in this energy, right? And hopefully short-lived, because in this energy, it's short-lived, because we have the power to turn it around. We have the power to shift our focus. The Five of Earth always reminds us that there is help, there is resources, there is opportunities out there, but we got to shift. We got to shift it. We got to look for it, right? And we've got the traditional imagery of the Five of Earth. The Five of Pentacles is two people out in the snow, feeling that they've been left out, feeling that no one wants them, feeling, disconnected from everything, right? But there's a cathedral with a bright light in the door. There's opportunities, there's help, there's resources there in that door, but they're not in the right energy to turn around and see it. And it can be a very stubborn energy, right? I'm going to do this on my own. I don't need any help, but the help is there, right? This didn't work out for me. I'm never going to find anything. I'm never going to get back on track, but there's opportunities there. So we need to really shift our focus in this energy. Feel your feels, okay? Work through something, and then remember, a new start is coming, okay? We're going to turn things around. We're going to turn lack into abundance. We're going to turn, disconnected energy into one that's more connected. If there is help available, we're going to ask for help. Can you help me work through this? Right? I'm feeling this way, right? Can you help me? You've got experience in this area. Maybe you've got a friend that has some, experience somewhere with something, right? And hey, do you have 5 minutes? Can I run this by you? Right? Yes, absolutely. Right? So your reputation, because your reputation ultimately does precede you, especially when we get 10th house energy. So, whatever is going on, there could be someone that leaves work and maybe you really liked them or something. And now you're like, oh my God, and now I got to replace this employee, right? Whatever it happens to be, there's loss or there's lack, but we have the ability to turn it back around into acceptance, into positivity, into healing. Remember, the 3 of air might be, a little bit sad or depressed in this energy, but this full moon brings healing because we're reminded how strong we are. We're reminded that in order to get something back on track, we need to face our fears, or we need to tap into our inner inspiration and passion, right? We need to remember how strong and capable and wonderful that we are. So we're turning some energies around, but we do need to make a little bit of a conscious effort to do that. Okay. So having said all that, a little bit of a tricky energy there for you guys. Okay. But remember, in this 10th house, it does have to do with your reputation, your career, your money, your wishes, your goals, your dreams. And if you don't feel like where you are, where you want to be, or you haven't found what you're looking for, then it can be tricky, right? It can be challenging. But expect breakthroughs and sudden unexpected changes, especially over the next couple of weeks. And remember, no matter what, there's new moon energy coming in 2 weeks. And it is Pisces energy. And it is about our goals and our dreams and our wishes. What are we dreaming about? What do we want? Where, what can we create, right? And this really reminds you of your power to create whatever it is that you are dreaming about. I'll leave all that there for you, Scorpio. Good luck in this full moon. Remember to stay positive, get grounded, okay? Connect with nature. This might be really good for you, and it'll be really good for you to kind of just take a step back from things as well. If things have been challenging or tricky or just completely blocked for you, okay? Take that step back. Work with the energy of the full moon to cleanse and purge. All right, do some meditation, do some yoga, have a bath, work with some water energy maybe. Work with fire as well. It's Leo, it's fire sign energy, right? It's the sun. Okay. And remember, 5 of earth, pride goeth before the fall. Okay. It's a stubborn energy. Okay. It's, I don't need help. I can do it on my own. But really? Okay. No. Okay. Put your ego, your pride aside, right? And see where you can open up a little bit more. Thank you guys. I thank you for watching, and good luck. Okay. Good luck. More positive things ahead. All right. So I thank you guys for watching, and we're going to move on now to Sagittarius. Hello there, Sagittarius, and welcome to your full moon in Leo reading. So some of you are expanding your horizons a little bit here. This is happening and activating your 9th astrological house, which is actually ruled by Jupiter, and it is your energy. So you might be really finding that something is coming into alignment for you here with this full moon. Something could be coming to fruition. Some doors could be opening for you. A cycle could be coming to an end, but there's an exciting chapter going forwards that's available to you as well. So this can be really fun, really exciting. You might have a little bit of luck on your side with Jupiter. Whoa, thank you. That's a lot, but okay. With Jupiter being there, okay. But it is about expansion and growth. It is about, looking out into the world and looking at the big picture of things. Some of you might find that you are feeling a little bit more in tune with your intuition. It's a great opportunity here for you to really expand your horizons as far as your spirituality and your spiritual growth goes. Some of you could potentially be having a little bit of a tug of war, though, here, because your 9th house has to do with your spirituality and your religion. And so you might be trying to reconcile the maybe traditional religious upbringing and belief systems that you have grown up with maybe your energy here and where you are today of opening yourself up in a little bit more spiritual aspect of things. All right. And, you might also be thinking, well, how can I still embrace some of the old ways, but infuse new energy into it? Can I do it? Can it be done? Yes, it can. You got to have an open mind for it, though, right? And I know people who do, right? They would consider themselves like Christian spiritualists or something. I forget what it really is, but anyways, but where they do still, they do still hold certain beliefs in there. They believe in, God and angels, which aren't always connected in Christianity necessarily, but some are, right? But they believe in this. They still go to church. right? But they also have this massive spiritual energy as well, where they're open to connecting with spirit. They work with energies and all this kind of stuff. So, can you blend the two together? Yes, you can, right? And it might be a little bit weird at first, or maybe it comes naturally to you, right? So you could be working through some of those things. And of course, letting go of some old restrictive, because traditionally, some, not all, okay, traditional religious upbringings, it can be very restrictive, right? Spirituality tends to be a little bit more open, right? And a little bit more flowy in its energy. So there could be something that you are breaking away from because you are going down a different route. It doesn't mean you don't believe in something, right? It's just a little bit different than maybe what you had previously brought up with. The ninth house also has to do with your higher mind. You could be learning something with this full moon. Maybe some of you are graduating university. Maybe you're considering, do I still want to keep going? Do I want to take my master's, my PhD, right? This kind of stuff. Maybe I want to do it in another country because the ninth house has to do with long distance travel, perhaps overseas, another country, or if your country is really big, maybe the other side of your country, right? So it's about the higher mind. It's about expansion and growth. It's Jupiter energy that comes in here, right? So travel. You might be thinking about, your philosophy on life, or maybe you are taking more philosophical approach at certain things in your world. All right, whatever it is, we're breaking free from the everyday, and we're maybe embracing something a little bit bigger, a little bit more extraordinary in this energy. So it can be really enlightening for you here. It's great for matters of the mind, journaling, publishing, that kind of thing. And like I said, it can certainly be about travel, but more like long distance travel. It's where big ideas come in as well. How can I turn this big idea into something real, right? How can I move forward with it? So it can be very interesting energy, a deep thinking energy for some of you. We have You Are Good Enough, and it's full moon energy in Virgo. We're going to heal. We're going to release any kind of old, outdated ideas that we have to be a certain way, or that we will only be good enough or accepted somewhere if we do these things, right? So we're breaking free from that energy, and we're being reminded that you are who you are, and you are enough just as you are. And you have value, you have purpose, right? And you don't necessarily need to conform, right? You do you. Who are you? What do you want to do? Dance to the beat of your own drum here, Saggy. All right? Because you are exciting, you are adventurous, you are this big picture kind of thinker, right? You are a force to be reckoned with. But you're a freedom seeker. You don't want to be restricted. You want to be a little bit more free form, more flowy, right? And remember that embrace you. Okay? So we're breaking out of old traditions, old norms, and we're doing something just a little bit different in this energy. Bring love into the situation. New energy here with bringing in Aquarian energy. So new moon and Aquarius energy. There could have been something here that you had started or that you set intentions for when we had the new moon in Aquarius on January 29th of 2025. Something could be coming to fruition for you now, or you are on your way to doing something here, and now you're being encouraged to tap into your heart space energy, your Leo energy, ruled by the sun, heart. All right. And to, embrace a new way of doing it. Some doors might be opening for you. Okay. But when we bring love into a situation, and this can be that you are attracting new love into your life. Congratulations. All right. If you're single, it's awesome for you, especially since we got Valentine's Day 2 days after this full moon. Okay. So it could be new people coming into your life, or this can just be this reminder. Love yourself, do what you love, follow your passions, follow your dreams. Whatever you do, whatever you choose is right for you. Okay. Brings in healing energy here with this. All right. But it also brings a new sense of direction, a new sense of self, a fresh energy here for you also. Aquarius energy is, of course, tied with Uranus. Uranus is direct, but Uranus is also in a square with this moon. So it's like a breaking free out of stuck or stagnant energy, right? We're going to have this big breakthrough. So you could have some sort of shock coming your way, some sort of surprise coming your way, but it sets you up for a better tomorrow, right? Very futuristic in its energy. But whenever we have Aquarian energy show up, be weird, Saggy. Okay, be weird, do things a little bit unconventional, right? Because that can certainly be a path for freedom. Between Aquarius and Sagittarius, the two biggest freedom seekers in the zodiac, right? Don't like to be tied down with things that are restricting your movement, restricting you from achieving your goals and your dreams, right? You want to have a little bit of wiggle room. You want to be free in some way. So where do you need a little bit of freedom? Show the world the real you. Second card of Aquarian energy here for you. Okay, so full moon in Aquarius energy. So between now and the full moon in Aquarius, which will come in 6 months from January 29th. So June 29th, somewhere in there. Anyways, we got full moon energy. So there's like a full cycle energy coming in here for you. Whatever you're starting, you're going to have some sort of success or something that finishes or achievement that comes in within the next 6 months. But full moon energy, Aquarius energy is weird. Okay. It's weird. It's innovative. Aquarians dance to the beat of their own drum. They're very misunderstood a lot of the time. And it's just because they're innovators. They're, they look to the future, right? And so, it's like they don't get stuck in the past as much as some other people do. So when we embrace, you're being very encouraged to embrace this Aquarian energy, to be who you are. Don't make excuses for yourself. Okay, you are who you are. It's like that Popeye thing, right? I am what I am. All right. And embrace the real you, because you're mystical, you're magical, you're wonderful, you're philosophical, you see the future, right? You're very wise there, Saggy, and you're full of this fiery energy, and it's wonderful. So show the world the real you. Have you been hiding? Have you been keeping something back? Have you been conforming to something that you aren't? Time for that breakthrough. Got the 9 of Earth. Beautiful. Love the 9 of Earth. And we have the 8 of Water. So time to break free from anything that is not you. The 9 of Earth is a card of success. It is one of wrapping things up, successfully completing a project, a cycle. So again, we've got something new and something that is achieved or something that comes to fruition. And the 9 of Earth is there showing you that whatever you start, you can finish, you can find success. Okay. You may have some blossoming abundance in your life. You may have a creative project that you're working on, and this can bring you more money somehow. Okay. But the 9 of Earth is one of success. It's one of independence as well. Independently being successful and being self-reliant, knowing what you want and going for it. It doesn't mean you don't connect with people along the way, or that you don't have relationships or commitments or anything like that, but never lose sight of who you are. All right. And you're being encouraged to do that. Okay. You know who you are ultimately. All right. And don't forget that. Don't lose yourself in a situation. And you may be kind of having this little bit of revelation. Remember, you are good enough, right? You're strong, you're independent, you're confident, right? You're a leader in a lot of things. And the 9 of Earth reminds you of that, okay? But I do feel that some of you have something exciting that's coming to fruition for you, whether it's that promotion that you've been working so hard for, whether it's the raise that you've been promised. Whether it is something, a window of opportunity opening up for you here to go back to school, to get a higher degree, to travel somewhere that you've never been before, somewhere that you haven't been for a long time, but you loved, right? The 9 of Earth is where we indulge in something for ourselves, right? Because it is a lap of luxury kind of card, right? And it is a reminder to do something nice for ourselves, to buy ourselves that pretty thing that we wanted, or to travel to that destination that we wanted to travel to. It might not be that all-inclusive in Mexico or something. Perhaps it's a trip to Paris, right? Maybe it's a trip to visit some old castles and things, and you get some culture and some history while you travel, right? In that 9th house energy. Whatever it is, the 9 of Earth is an awesome, awesome card. But we've got the 8 of Water here as well. So some of you, in order to follow your path to success, you may need to leave something behind. There's changes happening for you. There's transitions happening for you. The Eight of Water can certainly bring in some healing energy. We are letting go of things that no longer work for us. We're moving forward into our future, right? We may be getting ourselves back into alignment with our goals and dreams. We may be on a journey of self-discovery, of figuring out who we are and what we want, right? But we could also be taking something up to the next level with this, right? Because the next card after the Eight of Water is the Nine of Water, which is the Nine of Cups, which is our wish fulfillment. So your journey and your ability to change, to transform, just like the snake in the water, we shed the old so that we can grow and that we can move forward and get to where we need to be or where we want to be or what is more fulfilling to us, right? So you are on a journey of transition in some way. It might be emotional, it might be physical, it might be something with your job, it might be something just personal within you, your sense of self-worth, maybe, right? But you are following your path, wherever that happens to lead you. So again, this could be a healing journey for you coming in with this full moon. This can be about opening the doors to something really exciting, whether it's travel plans or learning something or just that self-discovery. But it can be certainly very exciting here. But with this Eight of Water, it may represent that some sort of change may be necessary to achieve what it is you want. And this can be one of letting go. All right. But it brings that healing element in for you, especially when we've got Virgo energy over here, right? This does bring in healing on many, many levels for you. Having said all that, Saggy, I'm going to leave that there for you. Okay. I thank you guys for watching. Good luck in this full moon. And we're going to move on now to Capricorn. Hello there, Capricorn, and welcome to your full moon in Leo reading. This is activating your 8th house. Now, your 8th house is ruled by Pluto. Pluto is in Aquarius right now, and Uranus is direct in a square with this moon. Sweet. So there's something that needs to shift. There's something here that needs to change. And your ability to embrace change and not resist change is going to be the key to your future, to letting go or releasing any blocks or restrictions, and to seeing your way forward. Now, it may be that something needs to end. You need to say goodbye to something, maybe even someone. But there's doors opening for you for a better pathway, for a better tomorrow. There could certainly be some shocking or surprising energy that's coming in for you with this moon. There could be something hidden that comes to fruition. All right. And maybe something that you just really didn't quite expect. All right. Your 8th house has to do with births, deaths, beginnings and endings, transformation, a little bit of mystery. Okay. A little bit of mysterious energy here for you. Shared money. So inheritances, loans, shared assets, joint finances. The 8th house can have to do with the sacrifices that we make. Maybe we make a sacrifice for another person. Maybe we sacrifice some time or energy, right? And it can maybe bring us a reward later on down the road. It's not why we do it necessarily, but this could be the end result of it. And remember, with full moons, they can certainly be an ending. It can be something coming to fruition for you. With the 8th house, something with your money or the money you share with other people could certainly be changing. So, when we do have this energy, inheritances do come in, right? Because of births and deaths, right? So sometimes these days we get living inheritances, right? People want to see people enjoy their inheritance while they're still around, but maybe not. Okay, so you could have something that flows to you, but it's the result of someone else gifting it or making you, part of their will, kind of thing. Some of you could have a change in your financial situation because you're moving in with somebody. So you're moving in with a significant other, taking a relationship to the next level. Your relationship is changing. And now you discuss about joint responsibilities with your money, or, opening up a joint bank account, that kind of thing. Maybe you get some financial relief because now you've got 2 people paying the bills that you only used to pay. So this can certainly bring in some financial relief. So something could be changing there. But at the same time, you may also find that, two now becomes one, because there could be things like, divorces and things like that come up with this moon, unfortunately. And this is where it's like, okay, now we're dissolving our joint financials or our joint assets, and separating those things. So but the eighth house can certainly bring change and transformation of all kinds, a little bit of mystery, and of course we got some surprises, or maybe even a little bit of drama that comes up here with this moon as well. All right, so might be a little bit of a tricky energy there. You could, by the way, you could have someone that leaves your workplace, and this can change your financial situation. Maybe you're looking to change jobs. If you are moving in with someone or getting married or anything like that, you might find that because now you don't necessarily need as much money to maintain your lifestyle, two people paying the bills, maybe now this changes your career outlook, right? So, it's a trickle down effect on things, right? So you can have some very wonderful things that are happening for you here in this energy as well. We have a cardinal moon energy, be bold and make the first move. So great that this card should come up now, considering Leo energy does bring in a focus on our inner strength, our confidence, our passions, our personal goals and dreams, but also our courage, right? Our courage to make change, our courage to face our fears, our courage to get out of our comfort zone and do something a little bit more rewarding or a little bit more fulfilling, or something that's more in alignment with the things we want for our future. But sometimes we need to remember that we need to make the first move. We need to take a step forward. And that's that Jupiter energy that we've got with this full moon as well, encouraging you to get out of your comfort zone and saying, I'll reward you for your ability to make the first move or to expand your horizons. I'm here. I'll reward you in some way. So whatever it is, you might need to make the first move instead of waiting for someone else or waiting for something to happen, right? So whether it's bringing something to a close, whether it's trying something new, whether it's, going for your career goals and aspects, whatever it is, you might need to initiate a conversation. You might need to take the first step and send an email. You might need to, just activate something there for yourself. We've got the 5 of fire. Wonderful. And we've got the 7 of water in reverse. So water and fire can create steam. Okay, so it could be some passionate energy that's here for you. Okay, but I feel like here that there is, the 5 of fire, yes, it can bring up some drama and things like that. We already know that with this full moon, right? Emotions run high. Things can get a little bit fiery or a little bit out of control. Okay, so just ground and protect your energy, that kind of thing. But the 5 of fire can represent drama and conflict, but it can also represent exciting opportunity for change, right? Remember, 5s can create blocks and obstacles, but they also represent exciting changes or opportunities to embrace change. So, there could be something, within a relationship, especially money. Nothing gets more heated than conversations about money, especially when two people are not on the same page. Okay. So this can be something that happens for some of you here. All right. And maybe it's something that's been brewing beneath the surface. All right. Because the 8th house, mysteries. Okay. Full moon, we can have secrets and things, right? Uranus, something unexpected. Okay. And, so if something's been brewing just beneath the surface, this can be where it really comes to a head, right? And those conversations that we have with people around money, they can be very fiery. They can be very dramatic, but cooler heads shall prevail. Pour water on that fire, right? Because if we talk and if we communicate, you might need to be the person that initiates that conversation. Because with the energy that we've got with Mercury here with this moon, one conversation can change everything. So if we maybe even have a practice speech or have some bullet points that we want to talk about, or maybe even a plan, because the 7 of water in the upright is quite often where we have lots of different opportunities or options. We're kind of maybe living in a fantasy, so we're crashing down to reality here in this energy. But we would normally be in like a little bit of a fantasy world, daydream world, but we're also kind of afraid of something. Okay, and where it's difficult to make a choice because we're confused. 7 of water in the reverse. All right, maybe you get clarity. All right, you're facing your fears. You're making a plan and you're making a choice. All right, and you're also coming into reality with something. You're not living a fantasy in your head, you're getting real. So this can be a full moon for you where you do get real about your money and your finances. This can be where you get real. Something, is like right in your face, where you have to deal with something in reality. And the 5 of fire, yes, things can get a little bit passionate or heated in that energy if we let it. But this is also your ability to compete for what you want. Compete for making change. Compete for, making yourself heard. And so if you are wanting to make any kind of changes, making these bold moves show that you can engage in life, you can engage in your goals, right? And you have the ability to make it happen. I quite often do get the 5 of fire when people are looking for love or jobs. And it's because, or if someone's, has some issues going on in their workplace kind of thing, right? Because the 5 of fire can be like A-type personalities, butting heads a little bit. We work together, but we can also drive a wedge as well. 5 of fire can be like, siblings around the dinner table, right? And, for the most part, you love each other, you get along, but then there's those jabs that siblings usually get in there. So it's some family drama, the kind of thing. But with the 5 of fire, it can also be one of competition, right? And so if you're looking for a job, you got to throw yourself into the mix. You got to compete for what you want. If you're looking for love, right, you got to put yourself out there. There's a lot of other people also competing for what it is that you want, which is that job, that promotion, that new love, right? But it'll be a lot more challenging to get what you want if you don't step into it. And if you don't put yourself out there, be bold and make the first move, right? So whatever is holding you back, I feel like you're facing your fears here. You're getting clear on what you want. You're looking at things in a little bit more of a realistic way. And whether it's something new, whether it's something that you need to change, maybe you need to let something go in order for you to move forward. All right. But you are really embracing this fiery, passionate energy to get something done, right? And it can be certainly very bold and brave in order to fix something, to heal something, to get something back on track, to let something go, or to find that something new that sparks something in your soul. So I feel like you're going to get a little bit of clarity. Things are going to open up for you here a little bit, but you got to embrace a little bit of change or the willingness to change. And again, I think that for some of you, there's been something beneath the surface here. You've maybe had an inkling that there's something positive on the horizon, or maybe there's something that you need to fix. And maybe we've been holding ourselves back from having a conversation because of fear of the outcome, right? And that's where that eighth house energy does come in. It does bring about your fears, right? Fears of tomorrow, fears of the future, fear of change, right? But this is where we're facing it instead of letting it have a hold and dictate us as to what we're going to do. Breaking through our fears, breaking through our barriers. All right, some powerful energy is coming in there for you. I'll leave that there for you, Capricorn. I thank you for watching. Good luck in this full moon. And we're going to move on now to Aquarius. Hello there, Aquarius, and welcome to your full moon in Leo reading. Okay, let's get relationshipy here, Aquarius. This full moon is happening in your 7th house of relationships. Relationships, romantic relationships, friendships, business relationships. This has to do with love and romance. It can have to do with where you work or who you work with. It can have to do with your friendships. Your 7th house is also about balance, equality, and sharing. So if you're in a situation where you have maybe a friend, but it's one-sided, right? Maybe you're the giver and they're the taker. Maybe if you can't get some sort of balance in that relationship, right, then you may be finding that you're going to change those relationships with this full moon. Because there is a little bit of a challenge, okay? There's an opposition here Okay, the sun is in your sign, Aquarius. All right, and the moon is in Leo. So it is your opposite sign. Okay, but it is a difference, or it is a battle, maybe, or a focus, maybe a better word, between me and them, right? Leo is about self, and your 7th house is about other people and your relationships with other people. So you could really be thinking about, again, that friend, and maybe that friend, you only connect with that friend when they want something. But then when you want something, they're busy. And so is this relationship really a balanced and harmonious relationship, or is it transactional? Right? They only come to you when they want something, but they don't reciprocate going back. Right? It's a one-sided relationship. So this can be that inner battle with yourself. Well, I kind of like this person. Okay, their company is good and whatever, but what am I getting out of the relationship? And if you're not getting what you need out of relationships, you could be kissing them goodbye, right? Do I want this person in my future? Is this the kind of relationship I want to align myself with? Has this relationship run its course? And that can be the same for a friend, for a business partnership, right? A job, right? Too, right? You partner up with a company, you partner up with a department, right? Maybe they get more out of you than you get out of them, right? So, this can be romantic relationships as well, right? The 7th house has to do with contracts also, right? So is your contract between two parties being fulfilled? If not, then maybe we're going to break a contract, we're going to walk away, we're going to find new people, right? Or we're going to find new opportunities, right? So it can be this little bit of a make or break kind of energy that's coming in for you here with this. And because you are looking to the future, Uranus is at play with this full moon, and where something's been stuck at an impasse here, there could be something that is a real breakthrough for you. Whether it's a decision you make or whether it's something that happens with somebody, whatever it happens to be, this is a big breakthrough kind of energy. But you could also be potentially lining yourself up to open the doors of opportunity to partner up with new people, right? So this can be quite exciting for you at this full moon. Remember, full moons are about the completion of a cycle. Look back at the new moon that we had in Leo, because that would have been when your full moon would have been in your sign. So back in the summer of 2024. All right. What was going on then? What was shifting? What was changing? What was new? What were you getting rid of out of your life? Right. And, so now here we are back on the cycle. Now it's this full moon in Leo, right? So in the last 6 months, what has gone on? What has transpired? Have you given someone a chance? Is something where you want it to be? If not, boom, we're breaking away. We're going to break free. So very might be quite people-y in this energy. Could be breakups and shakeups, but again, there could be new doors of opportunity opening up for you here. But there is this focus on the things that you're committed to, the people you're committed to, and of course, balance and equality in your life here as well. All right. Take time to breathe out. Disseminating moon. Okay. Take a deep breath. Release the tension in your shoulders. Release the tension in your neck. Release the tension in your back and your spine, all the way down your body, all the way through your toes. This is an emotional moon. This can be a dramatic moon, and especially when your 7th house, other people, okay, drama with other people, okay. This can be a moon where this can be a moon where you have opposing views, opposing goals, right? We're in opposition, remember. But also remember that we have Mercury at play, and we also have Jupiter at play. And one conversation can get things out in the open, can get things back on track, or can release some tension and stress and some energies that we've been holding on to, and we can find that freedom to move forward. So take a deep breath, take a step back, find a little bit of a quiet place, okay? And then make some decisions, make some choices, figure out what you want to say if you need to have a conversation, write some things down. When we take a moment to collect our thoughts and to collect our energy, when we come back out of our shell, when we take a step forward, and when we initiate a conversation or we decide what it is we want, we're a little bit more grounded and down to earth in our energy rather than impulsive, right? And so sometimes we do need to do that a little bit. Gather our thoughts, gather our energies, take some deep breaths in and out. Great time for meditation. Great time for a little bit of quiet contemplation. Have a bubble bath if you have the ability to do that. Go for a walk outside if you can. Do some work with crystals, do some work with, any kind of spiritual practice, some work with fire would be really good at this time as well. But breathe, right? You don't need to do anything more complicated than breathe. And especially if we're having a conversation with somebody, a couple of deep breaths in and out will really center our energy. It's really as simple as that. 3 deep breaths in and out, right? 1 out, 2 out, 3 out. And it can really kind of just shift our energy and focus and regroup our energies. So whatever you got going on, take the time and breathe. Connect with your breath. All right. And it can really help calm you. It's nice blue energy, nice calming energy. All right. Got the 10 of fire. There we go. So breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Stress, breathe out. Okay. We've got the 10 of fire and we've got the 5 of fire. Oy vey. Okay. 10 of fire can certainly represent that you have been walking through quicksand. You've been walking the good walk, talking the good talk. You've taken on a lot of responsibilities. You never give up. You keep putting one foot in front of the other, but oh my God, I'm exhausted. I'm done. The 10 of fire can certainly be that you are ready for change, especially with that 5 of fire there. So when we have the 10 of fire, sometimes it can be this energy of feeling burnt out, feeling stressed, feeling that the weight of the world is on our shoulders. Breathe. Okay. The 10 of fire can represent that we need balance and boundaries in our lives here as well. Because it is one of those things where we need to look at how much responsibility that we've taken on. And you're a very helpful sign, right? You're very helpful in your energy, right? If someone needs help or if they're stuck, your natural inclination is to give advice or support. It gives them some help of some kind. But are you the person that everyone else leans on? Something's got to change. 5 of fire, something's got to change. We need to put up boundaries. Boundaries are healthy. We need to have balanced relationships in our lives, right? If people are only ever coming to you because they want something from you, but then when you want something or when you need something or when you need help, all of a sudden it's crickets. Where'd everybody go? They're busy. They're this, that, and the other. Because not everyone is going to reciprocate the energy that we give them. So something has to change. What do you keep saying yes to with that 10 of fire that you shouldn't? Where do you need more balance in your relationships? Can it be fixed? Can there some positive change, 5 of fire, be made? Or is something going to have a dramatic end? Okay. The 10 of fire can certainly represent that we're done. We're done with the situation. Yes, for some of you here, you've been taking on a lot of responsibilities because you're ready for the next stage of something. You're ready for something to improve or go to the next level. Great. Wonderful. Some positive change. But for others of you, the 10 of fire, it's like, man, I am done. I'm ready for a better tomorrow. I'm ready for something new. I'm ready for this shift. I'm ready for something to change. I'm ready to let go. And so, yeah, some of you with that 5 of fire, especially there, can certainly be ready for some change. You're embracing your inner energy, your inner fire, your inner flame. All right. But the 5 of fire there can represent drama and some conflict. Okay. But it can also represent some competition, and, competing for what you want, or, maybe you even compete sometimes for yourself to be heard. But the 5 of fire can represent an obstacle, a block, a challenge, but it can also represent exciting opportunities for change. So change may be in the winds for you, no matter what your situation is, even if all you're doing is changing your energy. Feeling stressed, I'm feeling like I've run a marathon. The 5 of fire can certainly be some sort of, physical activity, right? But it's like, man, I need a break. And so this is encouraging you to take a break, to take a step back, and then figure things out. Sometimes things will resolve themselves. Sometimes things can wait for a couple of hours and before we jump right in and deal with something. So this Leo full moon is giving you courage and strength, giving you the energy that you need, okay, to start something new, to do something a little bit differently, maybe even to say no, because it's your inner strength, right? Your confidence. And we do need to tap into that, especially if we need to put up some boundaries. And again, because something just needs to be altered a little bit. And you are a fixed air sign. So, and even though, Pluto is in your sign, planet of transformation and change, Pluto is in your sign. So change is all around you right now. And maybe there's things changing faster than you want them to. It's like, I know this needs to change, but this isn't the timing that I had in mind, right? We need to breathe out. There's some things we can control their timing and some things that we cannot, right? And I feel you, Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius sun. All right. I manage people for a living in my muggle job and my day job. And, I just had 2 people quit in the last week. And I'm like, oh man. So I went from on one day, just, okay, I need to replace 1 employee. Okay, fine. And then the second one quit. And now I'm in total damage control. Right. So now it's like, oh my goodness. Right. So what did I need to do? Breathe. Okay. So there might be some things that feel like they're beyond your control and you just need to deal with them and they are stressful. Okay. But again, breathe. You'll get through it. You're innovative. You have the potential to see the big picture, to see the future. All right. And whatever is going on today, look past the problem to the future. And how do you want this to unfold? How do you envision it? Okay. Now we're going to go and we're going to implement those changes. We need to be strong. And so this Leo full moon is going to help you to carry through with whatever it is that you are dealing with. I'll leave that there for you guys. Okay. Good luck in this full moon. All right. And just remember that something can come to fruition as well, right? Something new can be on the horizon. You can meet new people, forge new partnerships, that kind of stuff. All right. We need to be open to it. We need to be a little bit flexible. All right. But I thank you guys for watching, and we're going to move on to Pisces. Hello there, Pisces, and welcome to your full moon in Leo reading. This can be a very helpful full moon for you. All right. This is activating your 6th house. And your 6th house is your health, happiness, and well-being in all aspects of your life. So this can be your spiritual health, your physical health, your emotional health. This can be your day-to-day habits, patterns, and routines. So if you want to make some improvements somewhere in your life, this is a great full moon to get the courage to make some change, to try something new, to try something different. Okay. But it is also a great full moon to let go of something that's not working for you. So this can be an awesome energy there to bring about some really positive changes in your life. What is your daily routine like? Are you that person that lays in bed in the morning and hits the snooze button for an hour? Or are you that person that gets up and out of bed, make yourself a cup of coffee, have a shower, do your yoga for half an hour, and then you get out the door, right? Which one sounds like it's probably setting you up for a more productive day, right? This can be our work. Do you like where you work? Are you always working overtime? Do you like your work hours? Do you have a long commute? Do you have a short commute? So this can be where we're looking at, our day-to-day lives and saying, okay, where do I need to make some changes? What's going well for me? What's not going well for me? Where do I need to put more focus? Where do I need to find more balance? Where can I help others as well? It's a card of an energy of service, as well, right? People helping people. And that's very Aquarian of the energy as well, helping other people in a positive way. So, so whatever you want to do to really make your day-to-day life a little bit better, to make yourself a healthier, happier human, maybe a more spiritual human, whatever it happens to be, this is the energy that you need to tap into. All right. Sometimes some of you will be wanting to stop doing something and to do something a little bit better. So if you're focusing on your physical health, right? Maybe you are trying to kick a bad habit, kick a sugar habit, or, kick fast food or something like that, right? This can be a great turning point for you. But this is also a full moon for you to reflect and look back on the last 6 months, because some of you could have already been on a health kick or, on a path to, get more physically active or to, find a little bit more balance in your life. So you could be looking back at your last 6 months and going, whoa, I've actually made more progress than I thought. And so give yourself credit for a job well done. Even if you haven't achieved all of your goals, right? At least you've made progress. And that is like the biggest confidence boost ever. Some of you here could be, it's a great time whenever we have a full moon or any moon in our 6th house. It's a good time for a doctor's checkup, to go to the dentist for your 6-month checkup, right? Take your pet to the vet. All right. Let's focus on pets here as well. So take a pet to the vet. Some of you may unfortunately be faced with a difficult decision with your pet. I'm coming up on one with mine, unfortunately. Although it seems to be self-healing as well. I don't know. But anyways, but that end of life decision kind of thing with your pets is probably one of the most challenging ever. But you may also be looking at where am I at in my life, and is it time for a new pet, right? So pets can certainly come into play with your 6th house energy. If you want a dog, do I have time for a dog, right? So you could be looking to see what you need to switch up with that. So health, happiness, healing, wonderful energies can come in with the 6th house, but we sometimes do need to stop something in order to make those improvements. It's time to release negativity. We've got full moon and Scorpio energy. Okay, what do we need to release? What bad habits, patterns, and behaviors? What negative thought processes do we need to stop and release here with this energy? So what do you need to release to make your life, your health, happiness, and well-being in every aspect? What do you need to stop? What do you need to release? What do you need to let go of in order to bring in some better energy, or in order to shift your energy around, even turn negative into positive? We have the 4 of air in reverse. That's the 4 of swords energy. And we've got the Fool. Okay. Normally the 4 of air is a card of peace, of relaxation, of rest, of meditation, inner peace, outer peace. Okay. 4s are stable and secure energy. But in the reverse, we've got disruption. Something is not peaceful. Something is not restful or pleasant. Something is not where we want it to be. We might be run off our feet every single day, and we don't have time for meditation, right? We don't have time for spiritual practice. We don't have time to have some peace and quiet, right? So with this 4 of air in reverse, things feel a little bit floopy, a little bit loosey-goosey. They feel like things just aren't settled, aren't stable. So with the Fool coming out here, this shows there is new doorways. There's new things that we can do. There's new things that we can try. And the Fool encourages us to just take the first step. That's all we need to do. We don't need to plan out the entire pathway of something. We just need to take the first step to make improvements, or to let things go that are causing us discombobulated energy. The first step is all you need to do. The Fool card does encourage us to take a leap of faith and to trust in our path forward. We know that there's going to be obstacles and challenges in our pathway, but we're going to take that first step. We're going to move forward, and we're going to enjoy the ride. We're going to enjoy the journey. It'll be very rewarding. It'll have setbacks, but that's okay. One foot in front of the other, and we keep on going. So what new can you infuse in your world to bring a little bit more stability and peace of mind. Balance is also the key as well, right? The Four of Air, we're not balanced. We don't have time for stuff. We don't have time for R&R. We don't have time for spiritual practice. We don't have time to focus on ourselves. So what do you need to release? The Fool card does also say that there could be some new opportunities and doors and things opening up for you in the near future. So focus on the new, focus on moving forward, right? Keep an open mind. You'll be ready for a little bit of action. The Fool also says there might be something here that you want to do or that you want to change, but you might not know all the information, because the Fool card can be a little bit of naive card, right? You're on a path, you're on a journey of learning. So there could be some untapped resources that can help you and bring you some information that you need to stay on track of something. Maybe you want to train for a marathon and you're like, I can't even jog around the block. How do I do that? How do I do that? Right. And so there's resources that you might be able to find that can help you, right? Because you don't always have all the answers, right? Whatever it happens to be. There could be help and resources available to you. And we need to open up those doors and ask some questions. All right. But the Fool also likes to have fun. So, balance is the key in life, right? And when we focus too much in one area, we lose sight of another area. And then we're lopsided. And what do? We fill a void somewhere, usually with bad things, right? Food, alcohol, binge watching TV, getting obsessed with our phones, because we're compensating for something there. So the Fool says, with that Four of Air in reverse, that maybe you need a little bit more fun in your life, or if you're looking to make those life changes, right, then how can you do it and have fun as well, right? Make it a journey, make it enjoyable journey, right? So whether you need to have more fun in your life, you need to let loose, be footloose and fancy free, or whether you just need to infuse a little bit more fun and enjoyment in what you are doing and changing. Think of if you're trying to get more physically active, right? You're trying to lose weight and things like that. Well, maybe a Pilates class isn't for you because it's boring, right? Maybe going to the gym is mind-numbingly horrible for you. What about a Zumba class, right? Or resurrect an old video of like Richard Simmons, what is it? Dancing with the oldies or getting fit with the oldies or something like that, right? And I used to have that like 20 years ago. And so it was back in the day, right? And, but it was fun, right? It's fun stuff. So it's like we can turn a mundane thing into something enjoyable, and we're more likely to stick with it. All right. So the universe is encouraging you to do that also. I'll leave that there for you, Pisces. I thank you for watching. Good luck in this full moon. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.